Hello friends, fibersmiths and fellow adventurers. Welcome to the Hodgepodge Tavern. I'm your DM Carl and we're stepping through a portal to the infinite planes. Let us discover our forgotten memories. Alongside you we have our players.
Hi, I'm Alex. I play Sprite. I'm a level 2 paladin, fairy person, and it's just the first day after Christmas holidays and I don't know who I am anymore.
I'm Philippe. I play D, a wizard, I think.
Strong boy. It's been a really long day.
Muscle wizard.
Yeah.
Muscle wizard. I'm Josh. I play Link, the charming, charismatic, and handsome and talented bard.
Humble too.
And humble bard. I'm the most humble. Thank you very
The
much.
most.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Kim, and I am so glad that no one around the table has COVID anymore. Yay! It may happen again that we'll have to postpone a stream or something if we have to isolate. But yeah, I'm so happy to be here. I'm playing Brady, a monk changeling.
What?
What?
Hi, I'm Kyle. I am playing this guy, who is Spike.
Yeah, it's visible-ish.
This guy, who is Spike. And he is cool, he is awesome. He was part of the Executioners.
The Mercy Killers.
The Mercy Killers.
Oh.
Same thing.
Don't get that wrong in their company.
He executed, that's right, that's it.
Yeah.
We're missing Monique today.
Definitely how
And
kind of
no
things
more
that we
Monique.
do.
Forevermore.
Now colours, let's stumble into the dark of it. Carl, if you'd like to give us a summation of what happened last time?
Last time on Hodgepodge Heroes. After having rested in the Goblin City, the team of would-be adventurers head out. Their task given to them by the Goblin King Hearsome, to find and possibly fix the issue with the kobolds who had gone silent and no longer delivered the necessary food to the party-loving goblins. Immediately, as soon as they leave the peaceable lands of the goblins, they come under attack by a notable devil commander, Nipperthoth, carer of the Neperebos. Apparently, he was quite upset at Lucretian stealing his sword of demonic ascension and wanted it back. Probably with Lucretian's arm attached, though probably not with the rest of his body. The party, mounted in their trusty Satan's bicycles, resisted admirably, pulling off wild and crazy maneuvers with Crow taking the lead, I'm sure with the invaluable assistance of brave and not at all pissing his pants Spike. Though there were close calls, the chase eventually ended as the party rode through a hellish rock formation that Nipperthoth's demonic war engine couldn't follow. From there, it was one demon lord to another, as the party arrived at the base of the mountain the kobolds called home, to find it surrounded by a small army of demons led by General Felstoon. Through some tense negotiations, the party managed to present themselves as the retinue of a recently reawoken paladin, Lady Sprite, tricking the demon general into letting them through the siege lines and into the kobold hold, on the premise that they would scout and report back. It would probably be the last time we will ever see Demon Knight General Felstoon, I'm sure. Within the kobold hold, the party found out that the kobold portal had been buried by a cave-in, and the little creatures were struggling to clear it out. With great magnanimity and generosity, Link offered the services of Brady and local muscle wizard D, who proceeded to clear it out in no time, through the use of diesel-powered digging machines, because we're in hell and no one cares about the environment here.
Can't be worse than what it is already.
We're literally breathing sulfur. Once the portal was cleared, the party's job was technically over and the siege was technically lifted. No one wanted to ask what Demon Knight Lord General Felstoon had to say about that. The party used the portal to travel back to the Goblin peaceable lands, unknowingly stepping foot inside Sigil, as much like travelling by train anywhere in the UK, you for some reason gotta go into London. Hearsome was very pleased by the unexpectedly quick resolution and thanked the team, promising them their just rewards once he'd actually gathered it all up. For the party themselves, they journeyed into the city of doors, exiting into one of its lower neighbourhoods, quite literally, as the city floated above and around them. Following their only real destination in the city, they made their way to the Smouldering Corpse Bar, the location in Crow's pamphlet where the Crowns had a showdown with Lich Astley. They probably would have been stuck wandering around blind if it wasn't for the assistance of a friendly local, Kylie the Tout, tout being a term for a local guide, who asked for a modest sum. Once they arrived, Crow was greeted by a drow and a minotaur that seemed to know her, calling her Samira. That's it.
There we go. Thank you very much for the eloquent description. They were devils, not demons. Don't tell them that to their face.
That will happen every time I say it.
Same thing.
Wow, we'll see how long you last in any of the two places if you get them wrong. So, Samira had left to have a private word with the two companions of theirs. They headed up with Bane and Shadira into a room that they had been renting in the Smouldering Corpse Bar. And you were left in this very warm, almost as hot as Avernus when you were there, bar with a wonderful patron by the name of Ignis, who's just burning and melting away in the center in a perpetual stasis of fire. And you have free reign. You are in Sigil at last.
That really doesn't. I really don't like the look of that at all.
Do you think anyone's given him an experience stone?
Is that what's really important right now?
Well, I wonder what that's like. I mean,
Why would you?
well, he's burning to death, but he's not dying. Like, is that? Does it hurt?
Unless he is dead.
I mean, it seems
Being dead.
kind of
Didn't you
chill.
not feel the same thing a little while ago when you
Well,
gave
it might
them...
be a bit different. You never know. There's no lava in this. I don't know how lava burns compared to whatever this is. I'm gonna give him a poke. Not with my finger. I'm gonna get some cutlery that's like on a table or something like that.
He's quite high up, isn't he?
He's suspended probably a few feet above the ground, but you could definitely
okay.
reach him.
All right. Hello.
And as you poke him, the intense heat that surrounds him actually starts to melt the fork that you're stabbing him with.
Just like, oh, sweet melody.
That should teach you.
Well,
But I don't think it will.
But he does not respond.
uh,
I guess at
His
least now
mouth.
you know.
His mouth is agape, and his eyes are glazed over in pain, but also ecstasy.
how about that?
I'm not amazed.
Well,
Should find some rest somewhere to.
Don't you want to
do we
explore the
know
city?
what time it... Like what... Yeah, what is...
Oh yeah.
Why is time?
Yeah. Is
What is the
there
concept of time?
So,
is there a day-night cycle?
yes, in Sigil, there is what is known as peak and anti-peak. They are basically the brightest and darkest points of the day.
Costs
There is
more
no-
if you travel during peak time.
There is no inherent sun. It's just the glow of the city is emphasized during peak, and anti-peak it is at its darkest, and that works across the entirety of the orb.
Right.
So at the current moment in time, let's see what time it is. It is just before peak, so the light is starting to emerge. To translate it, it's morning,
Okay.
roughly. Mid-morning.
Mid-morning. Oh, there's so much to do. It's a whole city. I mean, it's not just a city, it's the city. There's so much to see, so much to eat. Oh, God. So much to eat.
Lots of new people to meet as well.
Yeah. Come on,
Is
Dee.
there a barman around?
Yes, there is indeed a barman, if I can find my notes.
Barkus.
Barkus.
Oh yeah, we met him.
We did.
Good.
If everyone's gonna charge us a gold piece for information, we may need some kind of income.
We do need a job.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's going to get pretty expensive to live here.
Surely Crow's or Samira's friends will be able to help us. at least somewhat.
They're hanging around at a dingy bar. Perhaps their resources are as stretched as ours.
I mean, information.
Yeah, did you
At
see what they
least.
were wearing? I mean, I don't think they're exactly flush.
I don't mean
That's
cash.
very judgmental.
I'm not saying it wasn't charming in its own sort of like,
That's exactly
rustic,
what you were
punky kind of
not
way.
saying, actually.
but I'm just saying that they might not
Well,
have
don't
enough
just
cash.
say, we
All
lost our
right.
friend and I'm upset and everything smells weird and I don't know who I am. So shut up.
Aw,
We'll find a fancy new name for you too.
Shut up.
I'll just go over to you and like hold my hand out if you want like a hug. I'm here.
I'm just gonna like look away from you but like touch your hand.
I'm sure we'll find some
Hold it.
bushy-looking thing that comes from where you come.
When you start.
I look at the barman and I pull my badge out and just I found it somewhere. Does this mean anything?
So you're saying this in such a way that suggests that you are not the owner of this.
Yes.
Well, I would strongly suggest you put it back where you found it from. The Mercy Killers do not take kindly to people taking their things. Crime is their enemy.
I see. And I just like put it away.
Like all crime, some crime.
To the Mercy Killers, you commit a crime, you have to do the time.
Is there a law book that we can be aware of?
Well, the Fraternity of Order, governors, they're the ones that have got all of the laws locked down here. The Lady of Pain, she only cares about two things. Making sure no powers get in, and making sure nobody looks her the wrong way.
Okay. I'll suppose I shouldn't show this around.
I mean, depends on who you show it to.
Around this area?
Mercy Killers patrol here, the Harmonium don't want to make their way down. Those hardheads keep to the ladies' ward. We're in the Hive.
Hive.
Yeah,
Is this a dangerous area?
well, if you're wealthy, yeah.
Well, we should be fine then.
So this is called a hive, is it?
It's called the Hive. You're clueless.
Apparently so.
Yes.
Wow. Make sure you keep that under wraps. You don't want the dark of it being slipped out to any of these Knights of the Post.
In the
Knights
same
of the
place.
Knights of the Post.
What?
Cross traders, people that'll try and fleece you.
Oh,
Right.
Right.
right. Gotcha.
In the same place that he found that badge, I found one as well. The Dustman.
Interested in that you'd find them in the same place?
They were just on the floor in a little pile.
Maybe they had a fight.
Seems unlikely.
What does it mean?
I mean, that's the Dustmen. They care to the Mortuary. They don't tend to pick fights with people. They just keep on with their business. And
Where would we, what area would they be in?
the Dustmen
Yeah.
are just across the way, street over. Giant
Really?
building, can't really miss it.
Giant building, you said.
Oh, well, I'll see if they want this back.
Would they be the types to hire out jobs for people like us?
I mean, you bring in bodies, you bring in dead contracts, you get some money.
Ooh.
And
It's potentially something.
do
we
you?
could-
Look,
Hey! I haven't told
we are not
anything.
exactly
a body, I need a
well
body to
established.
take
We
in.
need resources.
There's plenty of bodies
Would
out
you
there.
be the kind of person who
Any
can
mine.
hook us up?
Depends on what you're looking for. If you need ale or lodgings, those are things I can provide for a cost. But anything else, you probably have to go to the Great Bazaar.
So you don't have a question mark over your head. Very well. The Great Bazaar, can you point us the way?
Yeah, it's down in the Guildhall section.
And just to, I mean, I think we've gathered the answer, but Samira will be okay here.
Oh, I'm sure she will. She's played here a few times and she's with a couple of friends.
Who? Suppose that should be what we should ask her. Thank you for your time. I'm sure we'll see each other again.
Well, if you need anything, just ask. As I said, for a cost, I can provide you lodgings and ale.
Another
We
thing,
sure do appreciate that. Thank you.
we'll get the cost.
Well, if the mortuary's nearby, we could drop that badge off.
Oh yeah.
And look into these dead contracts.
Yeah.
Okay, is that where you're heading now? It's in the merchant district, sorry, the Great Bazaar.
Oh, okay.
Right. And just before we leave, I'll say, Barkeep, can we have 1 round cups we can take with us? Got anything like that?
Yeah, well,
I think I've got a flask.
that'll be 2 copper each, so 1, 2, 3, 10 copper.
I'll give him 10 copper. Also known as 1 silver.
Yes, it is.
Oh, and before we leave, I ask him like, and where would the Mercy Killer HQ be if they would have such a building?
Well, the Mercy Killers, they look after the prison. Prison is down in the... Just double check. Prison is in the hive.
So here.
No, it isn't. So it's in the ladies' quarters.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You did say that.
Ladies' quarters, was it?
Yep. The ladies' ward. So to give you a little summation, in the market ward you have the Great Bazaar, the Grand Bazaar. You have the ladies' ward, which has the prison. You have the mortuary in the hive. Yeah, and that's the information that you've got so far. You are currently in the hive.
And the... We should ask about ours. The festival?
I mean, could do.
Well, I mean, we've got to pay for it out there. He's getting that for free.
The fool.
I think we've got to take this opportunity while we got it.
Alright, go for it.
Fest hall of the Sensates?
That'll be down in the clerk's ward.
The clerk's ward. Thank you.
The what hall of the what?
The fest hall.
The Civic Festival.
The civic
Clerk's
festival.
ward.
Yeah, it's the place for us, the Sensates.
What about my faction? I mean, badge that I've found
Yes, badge that
Your
we found
faction.
on the floor.
on the floor.
On a pile.
And
On a
on the
pile.
same
Mysterious
pile.
pile of badges.
Interesting that there just happens to be the same amount.
You'll find them in the guild hall ward.
And what were they called again?
They're the Transcendent Order,
Transcendent.
also known as Ciphers.
That's it.
And their place is the Great Gymnasium.
Ooh.
Ooh. Sounds fitting.
In the guild.
Guild hall ward.
Guild hall.
So, on the note of the factions, if you are embracing the ideologies that you have been informed about surrounding them, now that you have made it to Sigil, if you continue to embrace it and wish to pursue the faction as your own, then I have little cards I can give out to people, which gives a brief description of the philosophy, just as a reminder. It also tells you the restrictions that they have to adhere by, as well as the entry-level benefits that you gain from being a member of that order. So if you are looking to pursue the order that you are in, then you're more than welcome to. If you would like to pursue another faction, then I can arrange for that. You have to obviously inquire and...
Well, we know Sprite's
Sign
already on her way,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
You're already embracing that.
Mm-hmm.
So the Transcendent Order of the Ciphers. I've got a little note here.
Yes, please.
So generally the restrictions are once you say that you're going to do something, you have to go ahead and do it. You cannot take back on that.
No take backsies.
No take backsies. If you go to say, I open the door, and somebody says, hold on, wait, you have to open the door.
Yeah.
Otherwise you would be going against the philosophy of your faction. The benefit,
Sorry in advance.
the benefit that you get for being an entry-level member of the faction is you gain a +1 to any initiative rolls that you make.
Oh.
Nice.
It's my
As you
character
ascend-
that would do that.
Yeah.
As you ascend through the ranks
God.
of each of the factions, you will unlock further abilities. There were certain tasks that you have to do in order to ascend through.
And if you were to leave the faction,
Depending on who you're leaving, would depend on
Okay.
what would happen.
All right.
Some of them are more lenient than others.
okay, cool.
So, Dust Boy, D,
Dusty boy.
Yeah, we're gonna
are you
drag
going
him.
to start to try and adhere to the philosophy, or are you still uncertain?
I
of
think I'm
yourself
going to
yet?
go have a chat first.
You're gonna have a chat first.
I'm sure I'm chat.
That's
your
not a
toes
problem.
A little chat.
I think I'm quite interested in the idea of just experiencing everything and
Yeah.
like taking everything out of life that I can get.
Okay,
So I think that's
that's fine. I will hand you yours then. Apologies if the handwriting is bad. I have terrible handwriting.
and part of taking everything out of life may be finding another faction and taking everything out of that as well.
Whoa.
Interesting.
We'll see.
Well, the general restrictions is that unless the outcome is obviously deadly, then you shouldn't refuse any offers that could lead to a new experience.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
Damn.
Let's go.
So unless you know that this thing could potentially lead directly to your death,
So if someone's mugging me and they're like, "Hey, you want to get stabbed?" Like, yeah, sure.
well, that could potentially be deadly.
Yeah.
So,
So
you
that,
can
yeah, that's what I
refuse
mean.
that.
I can't do that one.
I mean, you can if you want.
You want to get
It is
kicked in the
embracing it,
nuts?
but you have
Sure.
the ability to refuse that as well.
What if it's damaging? Like, yeah, you want to get kicked in the nuts? Like if someone says that to me.
It's an experience.
Unless you've experienced it before, then maybe you don't need to do it again.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, there was a little bit of leeway, but not a great deal.
All right. So there's like some little common sense. Sort of.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
going to feel how it feels to be with no money.
Yeah. Have you ever been dirt poor?
You are right now.
No, I'm good. I've experienced that.
You're like the experience crushing poker.
Brady.
I'm gonna see how it plays out
Yeah?
and the decisions I make, and then when you feel like I'm ready to have the card, you can give it to me.
Okay.
How about that?
That's fine. The benefits of the Society of Sensations, for being a member, you gain a +1 to any perception check that you make, and you have a +1 in your passive perceptions. You're constantly looking out for new experiences.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah, fair enough. I like that. Mr. Red Death, Mercy Killer. Spike.
I'm gonna find out what the hell they're all about first.
Yeah,
Is to just go for it.
go for it. I
Yeah.
mean, it's what a cipher would do,
Yeah.
and a sensei
That's
would
true.
do.
Yeah, I think it is sort of
Yeah.
fitting for the two of us.
Makes sense.
Okay.
All right. So down that drink. Oh, even the drinks are.
Warm.
Never had a warm ale before.
Ugh.
Sure.
They are warm, but it is, probably one of the nicest things that you've tasted.
Yeah.
It's
At least
not quite as strong as the stuff that you had in the Peaceable Lands.
No aftertaste.
Yeah.
No strange
a bonus.
goblin aftertaste.
Oh. Let's see a man about a corpse.
I guess we will.
You want us all to come in with you?
Yeah. I'm not going to that place on my own. I have a good body that I may want to turn into a corpse.
They give us the impression that they're less the killing and more the collecting.
Oh yeah, you're the killing one.
You guys look way too excited about this.
If I had classes, I would push them up.
I'm happy we're making progress.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, we found out what Crows was all about. I'm interested to see if Dee's got any friends here,
Unlikely.
even if they are corpses.
Yeah.
To the mortuary. I thought I would never would have thought I would say that.
So, as you step out into the street, it's still as dismal as you went in. The brown, muddy water just pouring down on you. People walking by in cloaks. Puddles pooling in the cobblestone streets. Not quite straight or flat. Not as nicely articulated as you would imagine a great city to be. And you make your way through, and as you step out and you sort of look in front of you, behind the buildings opposing you, you can see a large looming building. You look down and you can see that you're coming out as you walk around the houses to Blackshade Lane. You go past and you can see the other end, a place called Ragpicker Square. The area feels somber and shadowy, perfect for the dustmen. The foreboding structure resembles a low, menacing dome with clusters of windowless vaults jumbled around. Spiky black buttresses radiate from its center. As you approach, you can see a giant gate, black metal, surrounding the entry to this place. And you see a tall, floating creature that seems to be working away on the fence. There's a plant growing, grasping the metal spires of the fence. And this thing appears to be cutting it away. You see brown-robed individuals milling in and out of the building and through the gateway. And two of them are standing at the entrance.
That's real spooky.
Yeah.
They're gardening. Weird.
Just try and nudge D forward a
Yeah.
little bit.
Hello? Is this the mortuary?
What kind of people are you approaching?
The two by the
two
door.
by- Yeah? What's it to you?
I just got my badge. Hey!
Don't know your own headquarters?
You know, drank a bit too much.
Yes, well, it's easy to do. Lots of bars in the area. Well,
We okay to go in as usual?
yes, certainly.
My friend's okay to come?
Yes, are they signing a contract or are they dusting themselves?
I think they're just
We're
we're
here
just
to
together.
discuss.
Well, yeah. We're together. We're
We're looking to be corpse collectors.
What contract?
The dead contracts.
The dead contract.
When people die, their bodies, they don't always appreciate what is left. And so, if they're down on their luck, for a small amount of gold, we'll buy their bodies. They can enjoy the gold whilst they live, and when they pass on, their body comes to us.
oh, that contract, of course.
How much gold?
Depends on the individual.
On the body?
For this,
And I'll...
no, don't say that.
No, I won't.
Squirrel.
Not you.
Show my hot pants.
Don't tell him. Don't tell him that depends on the body how much you get.
Well, I mean, for a specimen like myself. And I'll like do some dips, some lunges.
You're still wearing a very tight short.
Oh, Jesus.
They're underneath my actual trousers.
You're wearing
Oh, that's right. You did put
undergarments.
those on.
I think even
Because it was too cold. I was like,
Ooh.
let's go to the city, and I walked through, and it was freezing cold. Like, nope, let's put on some trousers.
I think Sprite, who's been thoroughly like depressed since Crow left, would even snigger at this, just like
I don't know. 10 gold?
10? have you seen this? And I'll like start to do some stretches, and I'll do whatever I can to try and drive the price up a little bit.
Do me
Yeah.
a performance or persuasion, whichever.
That's the same.
However you're planning on doing it.
I'll do a performance because it's.
Oh, do you have
I feel like I'm performing.
thaumaturgy or something? You can make the like wind rustle through your hair. Or
Oh
something.
yeah, I do. Yeah.
If you strip, I can give you a fig leaf with my druid craft.
They might want to see it. You know, properly judge.
I don't think you can do wind
Oh,
with
is that-
thaumaturgy.
Oh,
But you can do like a noise, can't you?
I can do.
Ta-da!
I can do lights.
just like this glowing
all right.
behind you.
I'm gonna cast fairy fire on myself.
Oh,
Oh
nice.
Jesus!
Well, I suppose on everyone. Like we're all in the
Right.
area.
What's the
Sparkle
save?
yourself.
What's the save?
It's a. I think it's
Dexterity.
charisma. No, it's dex, is it? Yeah.
Dexterity.
It's dexterity save, and it's gonna be a 14.
Pass. I'm not
Pass.
shiny.
I fell.
Oh, am I rolling for this?
He's doing it around everyone.
Sorry.
If you want to glow, you can choose to fail. I think.
Oh, it's a 2.
You're glowing.
I would just put it on myself, but I don't have that option. It's literally
That's
just
okay.
a 20-foot
An area.
cube. Yeah.
Yeah.
So big.
Spike
Which
and
is
my
huge.
sprite are glowing.
I'll do it in a way that doesn't affect those two. Like I'll do it like me at the front and behind me.
I think as this is happening, Sprite's just going to be like... And then she's going to just lean in and cast Druidcraft so that just like falling rose petals are like setting a backdrop
so,
for you.
Yeah, I'll do the
Support him.
I'll do the fairy fire as like the final like flourish, the climax flourish. I'll end like this, and then all like petals just rain down.
Do me a
As I, like,
performance check with
fairy fire.
advantage.
Oh, nice.
I feel like we're channeling Sasha Velour.
18 plus 6.
18 plus 6.
24.
Fabulous.
24.
Assuming the body's in good order, then we can maybe go up to 15.
Surely this gentleman here will not be the final person that dictates, the final value of this beautiful corpse.
I'm not going to use my body out.
I'm just saying we should go inside and talk
Okay,
to the
okay.
person in charge.
15. Remember that. Remember that. I'm coming back to you. Bye.
Thank you for your help, brother.
And
It's like that awkward, like,
You're like,
I shake his fist bump. I go inside.
As
Just bumps are more hygienic, so that's probably what they would do. Isn't it?
With all the corpse touching.
Yeah, they do the elbow bump.
as they
Less
pass by,
personal.
I'm just gonna wait until the last moment, and I'm just gonna like lean in to whisper, "How much would I fetch?"
I mean, that's usually for people that are down on their luck, so... the way your body is, maybe 12 gold.
Acceptable.
You gotta start higher
Glad I
starting
said
price.
gold because I was 12 copper. That would have been really bad.
rude.
Very insulting, right? What do we see as we walk inside the building?
So, as you approach and walk through the gates, you can see off to the side is a building with open doorways, and as you look through, you can see that there is a column in the center, and all around the walls are just etchings and markings, and the column in the center also has etchings and markings, and you can see an individual is writing, seemingly carving into the column. Before you can see that there are some main steps that lead up to the Great Hall.
Can we tell what is being written or what it says on the
You'll have to go towards the building, though the writing is quite small.
doorway up? Do we go past it to go where we're going?
Yeah, so you'd have to make a slight detour to go out into this like small building on the outskirts. There does appear to be a couple of them dotted around.
before we go any farther into the building, we're past the guard people.
You're past the gates, yeah.
I want to just like whisper, like, don't forget that we have already died and potentially sold whatever's left.
I mean, if
We
I
don't
was
want-
negotiating then, do you think I've already negotiated a contract?
I don't know, just pass it on.
Yeah. Did you hear that?
Contracts are usually signed, as far as I understand the measure.
But if they find out that we died, we owe them a body.
Perhaps.
That's not. We don't want to be in that situation.
Even if it wasn't with them, we might, you know, owe this to someone else.
True. I mean, we all did something to get
What
to.
a beautiful building this is.
Yes.
Let's not talk about selling our body potentially again. Let's just.
Okay.
Perhaps they want the dead ones first.
Focus on the corpse.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, these carvings. Beautiful carvings.
Magnificent.
Let us see these carvings.
So as you head on into one of these little buildings that are sort of dotted around the courtyard, you can see that the inscribings all around appear to be names.
Nice.
And there is an individual in there that is carving into the central column.
Good fellow. What are these names you're inscribing, if I may inquire?
Well, this is the roll of the dead.
Ah,
You can have yourself or somebody you know immortalized here for a small fee.
So it's gotta be a fee.
Well, somebody has to do the work. That person has to get paid.
and good work it is. Good work it is.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was expecting. I think we...
How do you feel? Do you feel?
Tense? Yes, I do feel tense.
Do
Yeah,
you...
but you're always like that. Do you feel like at home?
No.
There is a kind of calming, like peaceful stillness. I tried.
I asked the man, do you write your own members?
We do honor those of us that have given their bodies for the greater cause.
Is this... would they be around here?
They would be in one of these buildings, yes.
Is there a list that is kept of all names inscribed?
The names inscribed are the list.
Duh.
Are they...
Sorry.
That's such a sprite thing to say. Just like floating by D, like, duh.
I shoot you daggers with my eyes.
You guys, I feel so much better than I did before. Thank you.
That's good.
I am glad.
God.
Are the names chronological? Like, you're doing this in order, right?
Not particularly.
Yeah.
We put the names wherever there's space.
I was just thinking if we wanted to find the name of someone who died,
In the last
say,
few...
4 days ago, something like this.
Yep. Where would we find those inscriptions?
It would depend on who you spoke to get their name instilled.
Hmm.
Could be in any of these buildings.
And do all of you Dusties sign the contract? Is this part of it?
This is not just for the contracts. This is anyone that you wish to have immortalized here.
Oh.
It's like
nice.
Oh.
a memory hall.
A
Oh.
memory hole. Oh.
That's quite nice, actually. So at least you aren't forgotten.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your assistance. I'm sure you have plenty more names to inscribe. Carry on.
If you ever need a name.
Perhaps.
I do need a name. And I walk off.
By the way, do you know my name?
Do I have an employee record?
That's exactly where I'm going.
Punch cards.
What's my national insurance number?
Yeah.
If you sign a contract with them, surely they'll have your
Forgot
name.
my
I think
social
I've been the
security
victim of
number.
identity theft.
What's What's my login to this website that I used once?
I reset my name.
And you head on into the Great Hall.
We do.
As you head on in, you can see that this area is absolutely spotless. You can see that there are 5 individuals in brown robes milling around. As well as that, you see 15, 20 corpses just walking
Nice.
through this hall.
Nice.
And none of them seem to pay you any mind. They seem to be carrying things and just walking in and out of the hall.
Do they smell?
Yes, they do smell. But there is a faint aroma of sort of like an incense being burnt to try and dampen the smell.
Okay.
So it just kind of smells worse.
I mean, it depends, huh?
Yeah.
You know, like a faint smell of lavender or something. That's
Like
like
bleach in a
walking-
hospital.
Yeah.
Like the smell of sickness and death is just everywhere. But
It does.
Rotten lavender.
Like someone died in the body shop.
I hate lavender.
There is a very sort of antiseptic smell to the
I left the
place.
body shop.
I guess I keep just going to see if I can see like an area where people are congregating or
See
getting.
if someone recognizes
Yeah, I
them.
was gonna say, can I watch the other people in the room to see if they notice D at all?
Okay.
Watching expressions and stuff.
None of them seem to register much. They tend to just sort of be looking around, keeping watch of where you're going, but they don't seem particularly alarmed at anything here.
Okay.
So yeah, if I see a place where there's desks where I don't know, maybe a notice board, maybe some where there's a queue. I'm sure there'll be a queue somewhere.
So, let me get.
There's always queues.
So, as you've gone into the Great Hall, there are 3 doorways that lead out. There is one to your right, one to your left, and a double door straight ahead. The side ones are labelled with the words internment chamber, and that seems to be the 2, so that's right and left. And that seems to be where the people are guarding at the moment. There is no sign above the double doors directly in front.
Oh.
Don't like the word internment.
No.
Do you know what that means? Internment?
Yeah.
Is that good?
No. Well, I mean, you know, you don't care when you're dead, right? So I guess it's okay for
so.
them.
Although I'm starting to rethink that contract. See these things walking around? I don't want to look like that.
That will be you.
Yeah.
That's not how I want people
But you
to
will look
remember me.
fabulous.
I will be the most fabulous walking corpse in this place, surely. But I mean, look at that one. That one was probably quite a strapping chap. When he
Sprite's
was,
gonna like
but
pick out the
Oh,
ugliest.
look at stump.
I know the stump. I don't want a stump.
I mean,
See that one?
that's how he died.
The ugly one.
Yeah.
The really ugly one.
Yeah.
That's Link, that is.
That's not gonna be. Fine. I'm not signing the contract. This is. Ugh.
I'm sure he sang quite nicely at some point.
Let's just double doors.
I think I might be fabulous.
D. Go. That's enough.
He's upset now. Well done.
Oh, I don't like it here.
I'll Aragorn these doors.
And as you step through, you find yourself in what appears to be a central chamber. This place was like a massive dome. You are now smack bam in the center of this dome.
Nice here.
As you look around, there are various pillars jutting out in the corners of the walls. And there's a set of doors directly opposing you. That's just a single set of doors. There's a set of double doors to the right. And a single door to the left.
Anyone around?
A couple of people milling around.
I think I may
Lots more dead
should ask.
walking around in varying states of decay.
One of the living ones, I would ask. Excuse me. Friend, brother,
Yes, brother.
person. Where would one go? I haven't been here in quite some time. I seem to have lost my way. I'm looking for the...
Are you wearing your...
Yeah, badge.
Yeah.
I'll probably be carrying it. Like
Like a cop.
yeah.
Just try hard.
D. Dustman.
Where would one go after not coming here for quite some time to, reacquaint itself and...
Well, there's the secretary's office. Alternatively, if you're looking for some records, there are the records.
The records? So which way for the records?
And they'll point to the hall to the left.
And for the secretary's office is that
The
way?
secretary's office would be through one of the left doors and up the columns.
This place is big.
And where would if we wanted to be corpse collectors? Is that possible? Without signing, look at a Walking Dead body that.
You would have to be a member of the Dustmen.
I told you, you had to be a member.
I see. You did.
But not all Dustmen sign their bodies away.
Interesting.
This is a service that we provide for the downtrodden, those who are in need.
If we were to bring you corpses, would you pay us for it?
Personally, we would not. But there are some.
Oh, I see. Thank you.
What do you do with the corpses? I mean, I see there's corpses, but they're helping bring in more corpses. But why?
We help them ascend to their natural state, to the way that all of us truly are.
Dead.
Indeed.
Well, okay.
That's real interesting.
Sure.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Just
drives
like I told
Robert.
you. Just like I told you. I told you all this before.
You're a great recruitment officer.
Yeah,
there. But it's nice to, hear it from another's mouth.
Are your friends Dustmen? Are you wearing your colours? Are you wearing your badges?
I'm not wearing my badge.
My badge is sewn onto my jacket, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm wearing mine.
These are potential
Loud and proud.
potential members. Who knows? They I feel like they've lost their way in the past, and they perhaps want to make a change. Make that change.
Well, if they are not members of the Dustmen, they cannot enter the record hall.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Well-
that's fine.
I must go where I'm needed.
Are we alright to hang out here? Is there like a guest?
This is the visitors section.
Perfect, thank you.
Are there any refreshments?
We do not.
Would you want, even if they had them?
No.
Yes,
just-
you would.
Would be a new experience.
I'm just
It would be.
curious. Hey, I've seen what you drink.
Well, I drink whatever's available.
I know. I just want to see if you'll drink
Bath
this.
water.
So, are you heading through towards the
I'll
records?
just say thank you to these guys, and then gather these guys to the side a little bit, and then just have a little bit of a whisper. And hey, you guys okay to stay here? I think I'm gonna go. Yeah, you'll be alright.
Yeah, you should go.
Okay to go on your own.
Yeah, I think so.
They
They're
seem,
my peeps.
they seem pretty chill with you.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any trouble.
Yeah, you stay here.
Yeah.
Don't fuck up.
Wow.
When do we ever fuck up?
That's rude.
And I'm going to take my violin out and start playing an obnoxiously jaunty and upbeat tune.
I go. I leave as quick as possible, so I'm not associated with this group.
So, as you head through the doors to the left, that they pointed you through, you can see that held in this room is a large selection of pictures, almost, of individuals that are dressed in similar garb. You can see that they're all interred upon the walls. As you head on through, you see that there was another door across the hall, and then two to the side. They pointed you directly through to the other side. You head through, and there's a small chamber of 2 or 3 individuals sat around at a table. They're all, again, wearing the brown robes and wearing the sign of the dustman. They appear to be, this is a guard room, where they're taking a break between their shifts. As you head on through, though, there is the faction records room, and you step through, and you can see that there are hundreds of cabinets littered around everywhere.
There's no one here, like a librarian, that I can call upon.
There is a library, but it's not this room.
So, is there one cabinet that perhaps says membership records, as in the members that have signed up to be a Dustman?
Yes, there is a little section that has a list of faction members.
I'll have a look.
So as you head on over, you can see that they are all alphabetized.
Oh.
And you sort of start opening up and flicking through. Back in the central chamber, you can hear a faint humming sound. And you can hear probably a good 20 or so footsteps and the sound of a rolling. And it appears that there is a funeral taking place.
Stop playing.
I'm gonna play along. I'm gonna change my tune into something not sorrowful, but like respectful. Commemorative. That's it. Commemorative. And I'm gonna fit in with what they're doing, but also show off a little bit and like just gussy it up a little bit and play.
So you're trying to up the tone of the parade.
Yeah. As though they're playing like the backing for my solo, essentially. Yeah.
Okay, roll me a performance check. Let's do that. I'll hop back over to D. So what exactly are you looking in here?
So when I looked at my, well, first of all, is it just names on a membership names are on a book? Are there any kind? Is it a signature?
So there's little alphabetized sections, A, B, C, D, E, F, so on and so forth. As you go and flip through, you can see that there are small folders for each of the individuals.
Okay, so my book, my spell book, had the initials DM, I think. I'll start with that.
Okay. So as you flick through, you eventually hit the D's.
Boom. Hitting that D.
That D.
That D.
As you flick through the D's, you hit the M's. In terms of current individuals that are members of the faction, so this is active members in this folder, there's a good 6 or 7 individuals.
6 or 7 DMs?
With DMs as their thing. How was your performance check?
Natural, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So as you do so, and you sort of pop along with this tune and try to lighten it almost a little bit, you can see that the individuals that are walking through are all dwarves.
Ooh.
And as you pick up the beat a little bit, some of the older dwarves in the procession give you a very dour look. You can see that there are a few of the younger individuals, maybe, you know, in terms of dwarf years, early teens to late teens. They look very bored until you jaunt things up a little bit. And they seem to be enjoying, and they sort of try and shift the humming that everyone in the procession is doing. As the body of a very aged male dwarf is rolled along on this stone cart.
I'll walk with the people that are appreciating my art.
Sort of at the back of the procession.
Yeah,
The younger generation.
the younger generation. The kids get me.
How do you do, Festus?
Yeah.
Just imagining like that scene from Back to the Future where he's on the stage playing that song and all the like 50s people are like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And he's like, your kids will love it.
Yeah, and anyone that is sort of giving me a dour look on sorry for your loss, as I just keep playing. And I'll follow them until they sort of leave the room, and then I'll go back into a happier tune.
Okay.
As they come past, Sprite is going to just do like a really deep bow
Okay.
and say, Mieliki is with you.
Okay.
For absolutely no reason, just then I felt like it.
And they give you a slightly quizzical look as you do so.
I mean, I'm showing respect.
I know,
Okay.
but the name means nothing for them. It's not somebody that they seem to care for. As you look through the names, D, give me an insight check.
Inside check.
Oh
Nice.
Oh, nice
That's a
one.
natural 19 to a total of 21.
21.
21.
As you flick through the 6 or 7 names, one of them bites at the back of your head. And you look down and you can see the address is street over, and the name is Dolion Mentarosa.
Dolion. Dolion.
Yep.
Mentarosa.
Rosa.
And is it in a sense of recognition?
It is in a sense of recognition. It lingers, it lurks, it bites at the back of your head.
Ooh.
And the address is one street over.
Yes.
This goes to work.
That's nice. That's a good wizard name.
If it's indeed my name.
It might not be your name.
Not be.
Maybe stole
that-
the identity of someone.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But that's pretty much what I get from these names and what I'm looking at here.
Is there a health report?
So the rest of it
Last
gives
thing,
you
4
the
days
address.
Yeah.
It gives you
Any age or
record.
record of how many bodies it brought back.
It does give you a record of bodies that have been
Oh shit.
returned.
Oh. How good are you?
So as you look through, you can see that the name count is quite low. It does not look like you have brought many bodies in, and it does not look like you have made many contracts. What you do see is that you spent a lot of time working in the records hall. Spent a lot of time working in the library. That is sort of mostly where you were interred. The address is, I'm going to see if I can find it.
Is there like a signature or some handwriting of
Yeah.
this person's that he can maybe match?
Yes, there is. And you've spent lots of time looking at the writing that you've done. When you had signed up as a member, the signature does look to be correct.
Dolion.
Mentiroso. Mentiroso.
Is it dough or door?
Dolion.
Oh my god, no.
Dolion.
So there's no R in it.
Dolion. I'm gonna make the mortuary.
Oh my god.
Do you know what this means?
Dolion.
You're going to be the first one to have your miniature painted.
Hey,
Have you what?
brother.
Because I'm going to paint the miniatures as we learn the names of people. And obviously, Crow was the first one.
Yeah, she didn't get it.
But then miniature got retired.
So just to
Yeah.
confirm the spelling is Mentoro.
Tiroso. And the address is on Gramercy Street.
Pharmacy
And
Street.
it's like do lion, right? There's no R in the middle. Like
Yeah, there's
Dorley.
Dolion.
Dolian.
Dolion.
Like Dorian.
Mentiroso.
Dolian.
That's quite interesting.
Mentirosa.
Being Portuguese and all. But
Sounds
of course, none of you will
How
know.
bizarre.
How bizarre.
Bit weird, that.
Strange.
But I'm glad no one else understands.
I did.
Shit. Stop your learning. And it's one street over from the mortuary.
Yes, on Gramercy Street.
Gramercy.
Gramercy Street.
Okay. I'll take notes on if there's anything else of worth, like what I was potentially, which books or this guy has requested or anything like that, just so if I want to ever go back into the library or the record hall, I can pick up the same books or the same kind of research that I was working on.
Yep.
But because it seems like I wasn't really big on the getting the corpse count up, I was more into the research and whatever I was doing.
Did it have a date on there, like when he signed up?
Oh,
Not
God.
that we know the date that it is now,
Yeah, we
but
don't.
Yeah, that's true.
It is.
But we don't necessarily need it now. Just if
Yeah.
it's there, I would make a note of it, and then if needs be,
I can figure it out later.
yeah. If you feel like there's any other information that I would have gotten from this, let me know.
The dates are all written in the form of hashkar and then a number.
what?
Okay. Hashkar.
Hashkar. Hashkar.
Like the year of our Lord, the year of Hashkar, maybe. I'm
That's
guessing.
like kind of impression
the
you
dating
would get.
system.
I'm guessing. Dating system.
Cool,
Like
cool, cool.
Tinder.
I don't want to like stay for too long because I know these guys are waiting for me, and I am very conscious that there's a high chance of bad stuff happening.
Nothing bad has happened.
Of mischief.
So I would head back, put the book back exactly how it was, everything how it was, and close the thing and just walk back and say hello to everyone as I go back excitedly. And,
The hero returns!
And as you shout that, it echoes through the halls, and you get some very dirty looks from the individuals
Returns,
in this
returns,
almost
returns.
entirely quiet place, other than when the funeral processions are coming.
This is like shouting at a library.
Yeah.
Nice.
Productive?
Dee! I said the hero... We're over here! I'm being like... I know how obnoxious I'm being. Dee! It's us! It's your friends!
I heard it! I got it!
Hello! Okay. He sees us.
I'm not even upset because I'm excited about what I found. So I'm so happy about the information I got that I'm like, okay, fine.
Are you hustling us out of there?
No, I think we still need to go try to get money. I'm looking at Spike and thinking, so shall we, what do you guys want to do? I found some stuff, we'll talk about it in a minute.
I don't think that worked out.
No.
I think that's just Dusty's.
It's only
to do
for
that.
Yeah.
I think we we'd have to.
We would
sign
have to find
contracts,
someone
sign
that's willing. That's
change our badges in or something.
we'd have to find someone that wants to outsource their work.
But you could bring corpses in.
What if we?
And we can make corpses.
I would go back to the other guys that are. Are they
Is
still
this
there? The
where-
ones we spoke to.
Don't
The ones at the door, yes.
Cool. I would go to them and be like,
maybe a little bit.
put my hand on and be like, very helpful, very helpful. I really appreciate your help. Obviously, they can't go into the record hall with me, but can they go to the secretary office with me?
Assuming that they are looking to sign on, then yes. They would need to make an appointment.
Do I need an appointment? Being me,
You yourself would not.
I would not. Of course, I would know that.
But we're with him.
They're my
Yes, but this is in
employed
the
by me.
private sections of the
Oh.
mortuary.
I just go in real quick and come back.
Alright.
Anything you want me to ask? Anything you want to know?
How much per corpse,
corpse?
I guess?
How do we need the corpses full, complete parts?
How fresh.
I have a question.
Just grim.
Before we go any further with this, we need money, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any chance that any of you would consider maybe looking for a kind of type of work that doesn't involve corpses?
We could.
I
Yeah.
like the idea of
Because
non-corpsey work.
We seem very stuck on this corpse thing, and I'm not really, I'm not jazzed about it.
There must be a lot of work in this city.
Yeah.
But we do
We can
tend
try
to come
different
across
Or
a
like,
lot of corpses.
if you want to do the corpse thing, like maybe I'm gonna go and find some different, because it's not really my jam.
No, we'll do it together. We'll do it all together.
Maybe we find some other work.
We'll do corpses together.
We might
we'll
find
do
some
other work
corpses
together.
on the way.
Yeah.
And then that's just a little
Sure.
bonus.
Yeah, like
He can deal with that.
That's a compromise. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
okay.
Compromise. Everyone,
Yeah.
no one's happy.
I just don't want to sign anything.
No signing. No signing. I'm going in real quick.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go in real quick.
Alright.
Okay, right.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I'll just chat to Sprite for a bit about what kind of work would you want to do? Do you think you're an artist or an accountant or hard labor? I'm just chatting about
I
this.
feel really drawn to the living
Yeah.
and like life. Yeah.
So this
basically
is not your jam.
It doesn't do with corpses. I got you, girl.
Knock,
Maybe you
knock.
could be
Here
one
we
of
go.
those gardeners. Like
Oh, and then gardening just makes me feel good. I don't know why you just said that, and I just yeah, that would be good. But maybe in a nice place.
Not so much dead.
I mean, considering
bushes.
where we just came from, I kind of
I wonder if the city has a public garden so we could go visit.
yeah, that would be nice.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
We're just chatting about that as
Yeah.
he's going.
Yeah. So as you head on in, and you make your way through the mortuary, you do find yourself eventually at the secretary's office.
I'll try to find someone that seems official.
Okay. There is specifically the office of an individual, which I'm trying to remember their name. So I didn't make a note of it.
Carl's had to build a whole city over Christmas.
I've had to try and learn the whole city.
Populate an entire city, I should say.
This is going to give me the best bit of
Getting the
information.
source
Yeah.
material
Getting
down.
the source material.
now it's getting serious.
For those of you who've just joined, we are playing a Planescape style, which was originally published 2nd edition in the 90s, but Carl has adapted it for 5th edition, which is super fun.
So the name that's written on the place is Commissal Trevent.
Tredent.
Trevent.
Trevent.
KOMOSAHLTREVANT. Commissal Trevent. And that is the name written on the secretary's office.
Which that's the name. Okay.
That's the name. Come in.
You're just face. Hello.
Dolian, what are you doing here?
I look back to see if there was someone else there, but I know it. I was like, oh yeah. Can I come in?
Yes.
I come in, close the door. So, you know me, yeah?
Yes.
Of course you do. And I know you. You're Commissar Trevant, right?
I mean, the name is on my door. You do not seem to speak with conviction.
I had a bit of an accident.
Yes, I know.
What do you know?
Well, you destroyed your body. This is why I am confused as to you being here. How are you here?
I kind of just walked here, rode a bike, Satan's bike here. Just kind of happened. I got drawn to this place. But let's go back a little bit. How did I destroy my body?
Well, you walked unprotectedly into the plane of negative energy.
Of course I did. Sounds like the thing that I would do. Why did I do that?
Well, apparently, according to your wife.
My what?
I'm so glad you're not there because we would just be busted up in the background.
Oh my god, the lore goes deep.
You are to be wife.
Fiance.
You
You did have a ring.
you could not bear to cause them any more pain.
Was it the drugs?
It's one of the elements.
One of the elements. It wasn't the worst element.
A lot had changed.
How long was I gone?
You've been gone 3 weeks.
3 weeks. That's not. A lot can't change in 3 weeks, surely. She's not with anyone,
You
is she?
had changed.
Oh, I have changed. Do you have a picture of this wife of mine? Where does she live?
Last I heard, she was living at one of her friends. She's been off for a while, grieving.
Makes sense. She must have loved me. It's good to know. Even though I was bad. Was I a good employee, at least?
I mean, you did the work that was tasked to you, but your attitude shifted.
What can you say? What else can you tell me? I don't know. As you may notice, my memories aren't quite there.
Well, after the accident, you turned to the drugs. Your attitude bittered.
Not the accident where I destroyed my body. There was an accident before that?
Yes.
What happened? What happened?
You do not have any of your memories.
I have some from the last few days. But before that, it's a bit of a blur.
Well, I do not know what caused your accident.
Well, you don't know what was the accident with?
Wow. You lost all use of your legs. And then apparently made a miraculous recovery, but you stopped coming into the office.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Someone made a deal with the devil. Okay, we all did.
It's literally what this
All
is about.
did. I know, I'm just
don't judge me.
I'm just playing it out.
I mean, you're not there. You don't know any of this
No,
information.
I am literally here. Listening.
Oh, I love how this guy is just laying it down for you. Like, bad news, bad news, bad news, bad news.
So anyway, about the fact that you suck.
Yeah.
We've got this book.
You're 6 months behind on your
Yeah.
Mortgage payments. I've been gone 3 weeks. How is it 6 months?
Here are all the files you need to.
Yeah.
So obviously my body got destroyed, and I somehow returned. Any contracts I had pending, or debt, or any kind of other things that I had pending up till that point, is that now void and null, or how does this work? I'm not.
I mean, you are always a member of the faction until you denounce the faction. But
Can I ask you a favor?
I am not one for giving favors.
Just maybe keep this between us for now. I have to go talk to my wife. I don't want her to find from someone else that's not me. What was her name again?
Well, what is it worth to you now?
Ooh.
You are taking up a lot of my precious time.
That is true, that is true. You just say I was a good worker. Okay, you said that I did my job in a decent way.
You were a worker.
But, you know, I'm sure you have some jobs that need doing. I'm sure I could do some of those jobs.
Wow, now that you mention
One hand
Exclamation point above his head.
one hand washes another. There's a saying like that, isn't there not?
Yeah.
Well, it would be good to have you back.
Oh, that's some good news.
We're
I
kind of
think.
short-staffed here.
Very short.
The anti-work movement is hit single.
What can I do? What do we do around this place?
You catalogue the library.
Okay. But what else can I do?
I mean, there are always dead that need collecting in the hive, and those that are down on their luck to sign their contracts.
I got a few possible applicants for that. Do you have any friends? Do you have any friends in this place? Obviously, you're my boss. I don't.
I do not know or care much for what you do in your personal time.
Fair. I feel there's more I should ask. I just can't remember. Okay. So if I wanted to do some of these jobs, make some money, help the cause, do I speak to you? Do I go speak to someone else? How does it work?
Come in, do your job, sign out. I assume your address is still the same?
Yeah, of course. Few streets over, isn't it?
Yes.
Something about
We'll say it's number 13 Gremency.
13. I'm still in Gramercy Street. Yeah, that's right.
I'm looking for some.
So, just to, give me a little refresher on this. Is there any benefits from working for you guys? Should I work?
I mean, you ascend. As you work, you find yourself furthering the cause, bringing those truly to the ultimate state of being, the true undeath.
Very noble thing to do. But what else is, for me personally?
Well, you do get your assistant.
Like the ones on the halls, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, that would be very helpful.
As you contribute to the cause, you gain further benefits. But those are discussed as you do so.
Of course. You gotta do the job of it before you get paid.
Sounds like a scam.
No, it's game.
There's a lot here. There's a lot here to process.
Well, if that is it, I have a lot of work to attend to.
Yep. Okay. Yep. All right. Cool. All right. And I locked the door behind me.
I feel like you need an 8-hour part.
Just to give you a brief description of Commissar Trevin, he was a human.
Oh shit.
He was.
He was?
Yeah.
I mean, he is a human.
Okay.
And
I assume he still is.
middle-aged. And he wore robes of rich black velvet and deep purple silk.
Ooh. Very fancy pants.
I would take a few minutes to sit on the floor outside his office and just make some notes and scribbles of everything that just happened, because I'm unsure if I will forget all of this shit by falling in some other water or someone hitting me on the head, so I'm gonna make a record of what's happening. And then I'll, do the Picard maneuver. fix my clothes and walk outside and meet these guys. And just before I open the door to go back to where they are, I try to, put a face on. Hair back, shine my horn.
Do that in your own time.
And open the door. Hello, I've returned.
As you walk towards us, I'll just play.
And I stop. And I walk.
In the meantime, while he was doing that, can I try and look for names that start with DM, just like around?
Just in the different memorial sections. Roll me a D100. I'll give you a 5% chance.
Top 5 or bottom 5?
Sounds
Top 5, 95 to 100.
26. Good go for it.
There are literally like millions of names. You think that pretty much anyone that's ever died and somebody wanted to memorialize them, they're here. So unless you know
Exactly where they've been written.
which one of these buildings are and where the name is, it is very unlikely that you will find it.
Okay.
Oh,
You look pleased.
next?
what's
Yeah,
that?
it's very good. Let's go.
It's almost like a smile, but it's not making me very
Looks
comfortable.
pained.
All right.
Alright.
What's got you so? All right, okay.
I mean, I'm happy to go, but
You look like you know something.
Do you want to go back to the bar?
Good news?
Drink?
Bad news?
Yeah, to the bar, please.
well,
Let's find a different bar. There must be lots of bars around here.
yeah, probably one
let's-
without human barbecue.
As you look out, directly opposite is a place called the Gathering Dust Inn.
Dust.
That's
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I want to go there.
No?
People might know me.
What?
Let's just
Why would they
let's
know
just
you?
go
Oh,
back.
would be
because we're
great,
close to
wouldn't
your
it?
work.
Yeah.
Let's just
Yeah.
go back to
And
the
not just
smoldering
my work.
corpse.
But if they know you, then they could maybe tell
No,
us.
I don't want to.
What?
Let's go.
Let's go back.
Let's go back
It's
to
only a
smoldering
couple of streets over.
Yeah,
Let's go.
No, that's
Okay,
not-
okay. Let's go.
But
back
if
to the
as we
corpse.
go, could I go through through Crescent? How's it
Oh, we can go that
Ooh.
way.
Go that way and see if I can see the house where I potentially belong,
Ooh.
and see if there's any activity outside and what it looks like, so I know where it is in case I want to go back to it.
I
So
thought the bar was this way.
Remancy. Yeah, just apparently this. Let's just go this way.
Okay.
Okay.
This place is awful. Imagine living here.
You don't know that, Carl. Describe.
Tell me how dank and gross. Just depressing.
It's all made of
place.
marble. You don't know that.
Oh. It's gonna be made of tombstones.
Just a
The,
mound of earth.
Yeah.
the buildings here are very They're manufactured using a very hodgepodge source of materials.
It's on brand. It's on brand.
Drink.
On brand. All of the buildings are made from various different stones of different colours and shapes that have just sort of been brought over. The hive generally has the impression that it is very poor, so people make things from what they can out of the buildings.
Not as crazy as the goblins.
Not as crazy as the Goblin City. It's not like random pieces of fabric and stuff like that. It's just random building materials, whatever's the
Just
cheapest
whatever
on the
they-
day at the
yeah.
market.
So some could be brick, some could be stone, some could be something else.
Exactly, yeah. And as you walk past Gramercy Street, number 13 is a rather small ground floor apartment.
Fucking bungalow.
Long story.
Do I see any activity inside? Does it look like if I look in, is there a window I can look into through? It's like, oh, look at this, guys. I'm just looking at this house for no reason at all. It just looks really neat.
Dude, that's so nosy.
There does
You
not
don't know
appear
what
to be
poor wretched people live
much
here.
in ways
Leave them
of
in their
activity
squalor.
inside. The place seems relatively clean and tidy.
Oh, so someone may have been going here. Do I look? No windows?
Definitely a squad.
As you look
Yeah.
through the
As I look
windows,
through the window.
you can see that it is quite small. It has kitchen / like small dining table, and maybe 2-3 rooms branching off of that.
And I didn't have any key on me, on my bag or anything like that I could.
You didn't have a key on you.
I thought we were going back to the smoldering corpse.
There's no one around.
Can I?
There were people
Walking around.
walking around.
Over here in this space.
Different sizes, different shapes, just lumbering through the streets.
Seeing the look in his eye, I'm just gonna like narrow my eyes a bit and just kind of put my hand on a door handle and just like raise my brow.
I may have lived here.
Oh,
This is
Shut at you.
it's charming.
Where's your house? Let's look at that one.
I mean, if there's a giant hill and a palace on top of it, I'll probably have a nice view of that palace. That's where my house is.
This is a perfect example of how the city is laid out, by the way.
that's amazing. So you've got a ground floor flat.
Yeah. I don't
Oh,
think
that's a-
my life before whatever happened to us was anything I would like to get back to.
Well, if this is your house, then
Yeah.
you should go in, right?
It is.
What else
We
did you
could
find
go-
I'm
out?
going to tell you all sorts of things about who you are.
Maybe you've got a bottle of whiskey or something.
I'm not sure.
Oh, that'd be
Let's go to the bar and I'll tell you what I found.
Okay.
Does it look like to us that has not been peeking in? Does it look clean and used? Does it look
Inhabited.
like someone?
I mean,
lived there?
it looks like there's definitely been people that have cleaned.
So it doesn't look like someone's shut it
Maybe
up to go on holiday for 3
Relatives
weeks.
that have cleaned up after you've
Okay.
disappeared.
Or my
new
fiance
new
is still.
squatter.
Yeah.
Or a new squatter, yeah.
Did you open the door? Like, did you turn
I
it?
just put my hand on it and just like
Cause a
look at it.
reaction.
Oh, I'm just gonna go and turn the knob, like on top of your hand, and I'm gonna just.
And the door opens.
Well, it's done now.
You go see if there's anyone in there. I'm not going in until
I'm going in.
I'll do it after.
I stay outside and look in. Just like
We've, and I'm gonna shout
stay
back. We've
with
spent
Dee.
too long not knowing what the fuck is going on. Okay. Like, this is the first real bit of information. It's not mine. I don't have any control over mine, but we have some control over yours. And I'm not going to go and stay in a pub while you put your head in the sand and try and forget your previous life. And even if it was bad, at least we'll know what it was, and then we can move on from it. But I can't just go back and pretend that we don't, like, know something. So let's go and find out, and then I'm just going straight in.
Can
And-
you stop making her angry? She's kind of scary.
it's out of my control. She just is like that.
And as you step in, it's
I'll
a
be the
very
last-
modest
last one.
apartment. There does not seem to be much luxury or colour. It seems very practical. There are
Practical.
a couple of doors that lead off from the main area, which sort of is the kitchen and dining room, yes.
As she kind of like strides forward, I'm just a bit like, oh, we're doing this, okay? And then just slowly follow and then just like knock loudly on the open door. Excuse me?
You're actually polite.
You do not get any response.
I'm just going to be looking around everywhere just to see if anything catches my eye. Is there any post on the floor or?
There was no post on the floor.
No.
There are 3 doors that lead out from the one main area. The one that really jumps out to you is the one that sort of has a few things in front of the door, almost sort of not necessarily blocking the door, but you know, as you put things down, it's
Cordoning off.
covered the door.
I just be careful. The situation of my death is complicated.
Well, just get in here then. This isn't my house. I should not be having to do this.
If everyone else has gone in, I'll go in and close the door behind me.
Is
Yeah.
Brady and Link?
I would have waited outside if you were going to stay outside, but if you're going in, I'll go in.
Yeah.
I think I went in with these guys.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just nod towards
Oh.
Brady and be like, I'll just do what she says.
It's not bad in here. It's actually okay.
Close the door behind me. Is there a key on the door or on the inside or?
There is a lock on the inside.
Oh, lock.
What does it smell like?
So as you
Shit.
step in, the place is a relatively nice odor compared to everything else that you come across. There's a like, faint smell of lavender pervading through.
Except
You can-
anything smells better.
It doesn't smell corpsey like the mortuary did. It feels like a place where people live,
People live. Okay.
Like a home.
like a home. There's a kitchen,
There's
there's
no-
cooking
there's-
utensils.
Like there's no like coat rack with coats on it or like shoes or anything like that.
There's
Just in like the foyer area.
there is like a little shoe storage, and there's like a very small hook on the back of the main door. On it is some brown robes.
Checks out.
There are no shoes on the shoe rack.
This is probably where I put my shoes. That's probably where I put my coat.
I look down and I'm like, do you want us to take our shoes off?
Ah.
Am I wearing shoes?
Do you need to? I
You
don't.
can if you want.
Yeah, you got metal skin.
Yeah.
But you don't necessarily need to.
Fuck it, I'm bare feet.
Nice.
Does anything remind me of anything, or is it just a place?
It's a place.
Hmm.
Looks relatively clean. You've got the 3 doors branching off from the main area.
We better check these doors.
Yeah, where's Sprite going?
Right.
I'm going to the fridge.
Nice.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's look for some booze.
Yeah.
What's a
And-
fridge?
Cold box.
Like
The
a
magic
panther.
Yeah.
Pantry. The
Pantry.
panther.
panther.
The pantry. The panther.
Someone in the corner just panting.
No.
I went. I'm pulling Spike to come along to open these doors. I'm not opening these doors on my own.
Yeah, no,
And I'm hanging back, doing the like rear guard, like making sure like no one coming looking in the window or anything.
Knock, knock, knock. As these guys are ready, and then just slowly open these doors one by one.
Okay. Which one do you want to open? 1, 2, or 3?
One. So I'll leave the one that's blocked off.
Yep.
To last.
Okay, cool. So as you open one of them, you find yourself in a very crowded, small room. In it, you have sort of like a funnel popping out the top, and there's a bucket in the corner of the room. And in the funnel, you can see that there's like this little metal branch off that has little holes stored within it.
Could
Looks
be,
like a toilet,
could be a shower.
a shower, and a bucket.
Ablutions.
It's indoor rain.
It's pretty exciting.
Okay, so this is.
Is there any personal effects in here? Like body
so
carrying or anything like that?
yeah, as you
So-
look around,
Soap on a rope.
there is
So,
there are like a small knife, sort of like a razor, resting on just like a little shelf to the side with a shower. Other than that, there's not a great deal in here.
Okay, so this is the toilet.
and
If anyone needs a shower,
I pick up the razor. Has it been used recently? Does it look like it's been
It
used?
does not look like it's been used in a while. It's blunt as well.
Just put it back. Your beard has been growing.
apparently I shaved. Next room. Door number 2.
And as you head in, you see a bedroom. There's a double bed pushed up against the wall. It's a very small room. It looks like to climb into the far side. You have to climb over the bed to get to the far side of the bed.
Any pictures on the walls or on the side of the bed?
No paintings of any kind floating around. There's a small wardrobe sort of pushed up against the back end of the wall. And as you open it, you see various sort of brown clothing, and there's one brown dress.
Smell it. Does it smell like me or does it smell like...
It does not smell like you.
You
Does-
certainly had a color.
Does the brown dress look like it's the same style as the robes?
Yes.
Like
same
just
colour.
a female
Yeah.
version of the male version of the...
We did the same job.
Maybe that's how you met.
Office romance.
Keeping in mind the factions are wider, they are like religions.
Yeah.
Some people work with the faction and they do work for the faction. Others are just people that believe
Yeah.
in the faction.
So that makes sense then, right? If you were both believed in the same thing, it makes sense that you would get on well.
But you don't know that I have a wife.
Yeah, he hasn't told us.
Oh. That's true.
So we
I
are
wear
seeing
dresses.
this-
How
I think
weird.
you're there with
I'm
him,
Dress.
Rachel.
there with him.
So you're the only one with
You've seen the
this
dress.
then.
If you've seen it, I'll just be like,
I just raised my brow. Yours or
someone else's.
my apologies.
Oh no, there's nothing to apologize for. We'll share the information once we see what else is in this place.
Can you roll me a constitution saving throw? please?
Oh, at this point, Jesus.
That's a natural 15.
Can I keep my eye on the street?
Yeah.
I'm watching out for anyone that looks like they might approach the house.
16.
16. You feel like it's been a long time since you last had your dose, but with everything that's going on, you managed to suppress that ache inside, and you're focused solely on now and what you are discovering at the moment.
I would mention it to you, like I'll put my hand on the bed
Okay, I got your passive.
as we're walking back out of the room. I would just be like, it's coming.
We are not doing this here.
No, not yet. I'm okay for now. I just look under the bed real quick, just in case I left something stashed down there.
As you look under, the place has been cleaned.
Oh.
There's nothing under there.
Well, third door.
I'm still off like rooting around for some whiskey or something. Just
Yeah, I'm with Sprite.
Yeah. You looking specifically for alcohol or food, or what are you looking
just
for?
something like
Just what we can find.
anything we can find
And also,
to make it more
Yeah.
comfortable.
and get a feel for if there's any rotten food in here that's been left in here for a certain amount of time, or if it's all been cleaned out. Like if there's
someone's been.
if there's something like a liquor cabinet or something that would be like that is empty or
Okay. There's not much food here. At all. It looks like everything's been cleared out. In terms of alcohol or drinks along those lines, there does not seem to be anything here either.
This is not a party house.
no, not anymore anyway. Oh well. Let's see what Dee's up to. Dee, we've got a disturbing lack of fun in this house. I hope you found something more interesting.
Well, let's see what's behind door number 3, I guess.
Ooh.
You're waiting on you.
Move the beds out of in front of the door.
What's in front of the door? Is it like books and stuff, or chairs, or what?
There's just, cleaning supplies and stuff like that.
Okay.
As you open the door, this place is messy. You see it's probably one of the larger rooms of the house, probably on size with the bedroom, maybe a little bit larger. As you look around, you can see that this has not been cleaned like the rest of the house has been. In here, you can see that everything's gathering dust. There's a large jar in the corner of the room, table. On the table, you can see various sort of jars containing different herbs or plants of some persuasion.
All rotten or also functioning?
They're all preserved in the thing. And on the desk, you see a scrap of paper.
Have a look.
And I have a little note here for you.
Oh.
I'm going to call the break here.
That's amazing. Just before we go to the break, we've had some chat. Well, we have a new person who's been watching, Coridius.
Yep.
And they have asked, do you have any advice for a first time D&D player /DM?
Okay.
To everyone.
So the main issue with starting out DMing depends on whether you've played before. I would certainly say that getting a general grasp of the core mechanics of the rules would probably be a good starting point, just so you can help ease your players in, because I imagine if you're new, your players may also be new, so you may need to do a bit of hand-holding. It is a lot more work than just being a player, but it is definitely very rewarding. And if you're just starting out, I would maybe suggest using maybe the Lost Mines of Phandelver as a starting adventure, just so you can get an idea on how to structure things. I don't know how the others would feel about that.
Watch a couple of streams.
Watch a couple of streams.
Yeah.
That's how we started, was Lost Mines of Phandelver.
Matt Colville.
Yeah, and
Matt Colville,
Shout out.
yeah,
Colville.
Matt Colville on YouTube has a great series for
Running the Game.
new DMs. Yeah, it's called Running the Game.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like, it's not so much just how the rules work, but more like
How to deal with situations.
the philosophy of D&D and how it
you
sort
have to
of
be prepared
runs.
to react.
Yeah.
80% of what you do is reacting.
Yeah.
So don't over-plan things. Get a general guideline of what you sort of think is going to happen, and then just be prepared to react.
Yeah, and recording it like on your phone or something so you can go back is also amazing, because I know whenever I DM, I get in like this headspace where I've got blinkers on and like I forget, like afterwards I'm like, what just happened? Did I go into a fugue state?
And sometimes making notes in the moment is hard to do and keep up.
Yeah.
So if at all possible, a dictaphone. I got myself a dictaphone to start recording myself. We've obviously got our stream that we're doing, which I'm also using, and I watch back all of my episodes that we put out to make little notes on different things that I can bring up later on.
Yeah, it does help.
My advice is that if you're ever overwhelmed or don't know what you're doing, just stop, talk to your players, and just say,
Yes.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So help me.
Communication is
It's a
vital.
communal game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it is not DM against players.
Yeah.
Oh, you
And-
know, you're all working together.
The best thing is to make your players work.
Yes.
As in,
Yes.
let them do the job that you're supposed to
Yeah.
be doing.
Also, as the only person here who has never DM'd,
Yeah.
the only perspective I can offer is that your players are rooting for you and they are with you, like, you know,
Yeah, that's
especially
true.
if you're all
Yeah.
friends. Don't stress.
Oh,
Yeah.
I stress all the time. But that's my personality.
I know, but don't, because, like, you know, they're just here with you and they're there for you as much as the DM is there for them. So,
Yeah.
It is.
Communal.
It's definitely
Yeah,
communal.
it's communal storytelling. So you gotta.
And if you forget
Just
a
have
rule
fun.
or whatever, make it up.
Yeah.
That's one of the first things
Keep
in the
things,
DMG.
keep things
Keep it
flowing if you
moving,
can
keep
help
it
it.
moving,
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't get too bogged down in
Fix it in the
mechanics.
next session if
Exactly.
you have to.
Make
Yeah.
a note of it, look it up later, and say, from now on, we'll be doing this. You may or may not agree with the rule. If you disagree with the rule, just say, going forward, I'm going to be doing it this way.
Yeah.
Another tip that we found really useful is putting out a trigger warning sheet to everyone beforehand to say, like, is there anything that specifically you do not want to go into?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
is on-screen
Subjects.
romance okay? Is baby death okay? Like, all of these things, just so that
What's your stance on baby death?
you can,
Pro against. Yeah.
just so that
So
your
session-
players feel comfortable as well, and you feel comfortable.
There's a thing called a session 0, which is like
Yes.
before you start, trigger warnings and stuff, but
Expectations.
also expectations of how the game will run. So like,
Is it going to be combat heavy?
yeah, and you're running a game that has a specific setup, which was us creating characters for each other and not knowing our own, and that requires a big session 0. So everyone's on board. We all know how it's going to work.
Yeah. So that's
But yeah,
it.
communication. I mean, it's all communication.
But there's
Yeah.
another 50,000 things to know.
Yeah, we'll try and keep it brief, but no, that is a good question,
Yeah.
and thank you for bringing it up, and I hope we managed to give you some sort of answer that you feel a little bit more comfortable with.
Yeah.
And if you have any further questions, put them in the chat.
Yeah, by all means. We also have our YouTube, our Instagram. Drop us a message if you're...
Yeah, watching streams is amazing.
Yeah.
I felt so much more comfortable playing a game after watching like 50 hours of Critical Role. So,
Although do take it with a pinch of salt.
oh yeah, of
because
course, they're professional voice actors.
And all games are different.
And all
all
games.
DMs are different.
Yeah. All right, mid roll.
Hurrah.
Hello everyone, it's Kim Smith here, your friendly local yarn shop owner. I've got my project with me today, and I run Alternate Universe. You may know us as AU Shop UK all over the interweb, specifically Instagram, and I am Kim Smith Happy over on Instagram and YouTube, where you can find other videos like this. I'm trying to do more of them. It's coming up to December now, if it's not December already. I'm losing track of days. I'm filming this in advance. I don't know, things are hectic. We're very chill around here. We're very not Instagram perfect. My chair is squeaking. It's all good. I just wanted to come and chat with you guys. We're doing a kind of standard podcast episode today for the mid-roll. It'll just be about 10 minutes, and I'll just share with you something I'm working on and probably end up chatting about a load of crap. Yeah, I'm just sitting in the store. You can probably hear the fans going in our windows. It's getting colder now, which means that our single paned display windows are getting all misted up because it tends to be quite toasty in here with all of this insulation we've got going on. Wool makes fantastic insulation. If anyone is bothering you about how much money you spend on yarn, first of all, tell them to mind their own business. Second of all, you can say that it's just insulation and actually you're saving the planet. Because if you have a wall of yarn in your house, I guarantee you your heating bills will be lower. I mean, I say guarantee, but like, I guess I could get sued if you bought loads of yarn, put it in your house, and your heating bills didn't get lower. I'm just trying to cover my ass here. Anyway. So yeah, you know me as the monk with the braided hair, called Brady so far on this podcast. And in my day job, in my real life, I run an ethical yarn store. Our motto is that everything here has to be natural, recycled, local, or ethically produced. And we ask the hard questions so that you don't have to. You can come in through those doors and you know that everything here has been vetted, basically. And if you want to know anything about the production, where the sheep come from that make the yarn, who's making it, where it's made, if it's naturally dyed or chemical dyed or whatever, we should hopefully be able to answer your questions. And if we can't, we will find out for you. I started the business because there wasn't anything like that, and the only place that that was like that I was doing my apprenticeship at, and it was like kind of awesome. They were very big on their ethics, and they made a lot of stuff in store, and that was incredibly inspiring to me. And I was like, there need to be more yarn shops like this. Unfortunately, they closed down soon after I finished my apprenticeship, but then I opened this place, and people love it when they come in. It's fantastic. And I am so blessed that the other local yarn shops in nearby counties are also super nice. We're more like sister shops than rival shops, if you know what I mean. I think that is so important in small business, to not use your competitors as rivals, but as inspiration, especially in the yarn business, because there are so many different types of yarn, and people have so many different color preferences and fiber preferences and all that kind of stuff. There's just so much love to go around. Why wouldn't you share it? So anyway, I told you I would ramble, didn't I? Let me show you some knits. So this one here, I've got it in a lovely cheap bucket that I got from who knows where for like £1, but it's spooky themed, which makes me happy, and it's really great. It's nice and light, which means I can carry it around. So this lovely thing here is something I've been working on for a very long time. It is the Torocco sweater by Nomad Stitches, I believe. It's a really nicely written pattern. The cool thing about it is it looks like knitting, but it's actually crochet. So if you're one of those people that loves Fair Isle jumpers and you wish you could do it, but you just don't, and you can't, and you've tried, but you can crochet, then this is for you. This technique was really unheard of until a few years ago, and then like all of a sudden it's blown up. So this stitch is called a center single crochet, abbreviated to CSC. So it's like your standard single crochet, but instead of going in the, without the close-up it's hard to describe, but instead of going in the normal place you put your hook, there's like a little V, and then the top bit you stick your crochet hook in the middle there. So I like to joke that I go between its legs, because if you can't have fun with all of the dirty things in knitting, like what are you even doing? So this is a cute little cropped sweater jumper. It's the yarn. Let's talk about the yarn. I've got a fancy cake that I got from a yarn story in Bath, again repping my sister shops. Hello, don't know why it cut off, really sorry about that, but we're back. So the yarn, let's talk about the yarn. This little ball is from a yarn story in Bath, which is a really sweet little like upmarket yarn shop where they sell really expensive skeins of super luxury yarns, stuff imported from America and all that kind of stuff. I try not to spend a lot of money on yarn that's shipped everywhere just because of its like eco footprint, but this stuff, I've never seen a color like this when I bought it, and I just kind of fell in love with it online, and I was like, please can I have one? It was like 30 quid for a skein, which is a little out of my price point usually, but I thought treat yourself once in a blue moon. Also Carmen, the owner of A Yarn Story, is really sweet, and she is super helpful to other businesses and stuff, so I like to support her when I can. So this color is amazing. It's like a gray wool that's been over dyed with like this yellowy greeny yellow mustard. Really, really stunning. And then this I think I had in my stash. It's a Pixie Yarn. Pixie Yarn is run by Sophie. We stock her in the store. She lives just down the road, and she's really eco-conscious and everything. Really fantastic lady as well, super cute family, just great company all around, and her colors are beautiful. So this one, can I remember what the name is? No, it's a one of a kind. It's a one of a kind. So it's 75% merino, 25% nylon. And I actually remembered to save the label from this one here. It's a Julie Aslin Nomad, 80% superwash, 20% nylon. It's called Heathered Citron. I know nothing about this company, so I can't tell you anything about them, what the values are or anything, but it is a really pretty good color. Whereas Pixie Yarn, I know her, love her, and then I bought this color, which is Thor, which is a semi-solid. I bought 2 skeins of this to go with them because I wanted something that would go with most of my wardrobe. I wear a lot of grays and blacks, which you've probably realized. And they're super beautiful together. They go magnificently. So the gray is the main color. I've used a skein, and then this is the second skein, second ball. So yeah, this pattern was originally, I believe, inspired by a Japanese garden or a state park or something. It's the Torocco place. I haven't done too much research on it, but I absolutely fell in love with it. And I should really do that. I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, I should really find out more about Torocco, the place. But anyway, so I can't wait to wear this. The center single crochet stitch takes forever. I had to actually go and find a different crochet hook because none of the crochet hooks that we sold in store fitted my crochet style. I needed something that was quite pointy at the top but had a good like point down there. I don't know if you can see that. I have no idea what this is. I think it's PRYM is the brand. I'm using a 5mm hook, which is really big for a 4-ply project. But because you're stranding them together, you're like looping around it, it actually feels like a double knit fabric. So you've got these bits of this color work, which is really nice and thick and gorgeous. And you can see that's the inside. And then you've got these little bits of lace. I love these bits. I think they're going to look really nice when they're blocked out as well. Then you've got a little more color work, and that's split for the sleeves. Got a little more color, a little bit of lace, a little color work, a little bit of lace, and then I'm coming to the bottom. Oh, and it's got this really clever way of where you'd usually do short rows on the back to create the feeling of a jumper, because you've got more, like you've got like everyone's got like a bit of a humpback basically. So when you're making a jumper, you have to design for that, and this is really clever. So on the front here, on the first bit of lace, you just do a single row of crochet and then you go into the lace. On the back, you do like a triple there, and then you go into the crochet and then the lace, and then you do another triple at the bottom. So around the side here, you can see how it kind of goes from little to big. You can see the yellow bit there. Really clever. I really enjoyed making it. This originally started as a knit along with my knit group, my Sunday knit group. So every week in the shop, in our near Bristol shop, you can come along from 1 to 5. We're asking people to book online just so that we don't get super crowded. We used to get really crowded. We used to have like 10, 12, 15 people in here some weeks. So we've asked you to book online. We've got 4 spaces available to book, and then I keep 2 spaces available for our regulars because they're always like popping in and out, and they've been coming for 7 years. So I owe them a little bit of, special treatment. But you could be one of those people. If you come along, you can bring whatever you're working on: knitting, spinning, crochet, weaving, embroidery. We've had tatting, we've had all kinds, or macrame, or macrame, whichever way you'd like to say it. Absolutely stunning. We've had beginners that have literally never picked up a needle before in their lives, who are looking for a little bit of help, and we have seasoned professionals that have knitted for all of their 6 kids and 5 zillion grandkids, not to mention their neighbors and their neighbors' cousins' kids, and all that kind of stuff. So there's usually a lot of amazing knowledge. There's lots of amazing people. We don't discriminate against anyone that comes in. You can be any race, religion, gender, sexuality, whatever, ability. We don't have wheelchair access at the moment, but that is something that we really want to get installed as soon as possible. There are 2 little steps up to the front, and we're trying to be really safe with COVID and everything. We've got people wearing masks when they're wandering about the store. And then once you're sitting down to knit, you can take your mask off because there's enough space, like social distancing. We air out the shop. There's tea, biscuits, coffee, all that kind of stuff. It's a really nice way to feel connected to the community and to learn some stuff and get into trouble with like-minded people. So this was the trouble I got up to. Everyone finished their project My phone just loves to cut out on me. Anyway, everyone finished their project pretty quickly, or at least in a reasonable amount of time. But here I am, like a year and a half, maybe 2 years. I can't remember exactly when we started, and I still haven't finished.
Hello and welcome back. Thank you for the staying through the mid-roll.
Hello.
So, where we left off before, they entered what appears to be a study, and there was a scrap of paper resting on the desk, which I would like to give to you, Philippe.
Oh no.
And if you would be so kind as to dictate it, it's not very long.
Alright, this seems to be in my handwriting.
Yes, it is in your
I believe.
handwriting.
Is that right?
That's in my handwriting and your handwriting.
Oh no. You would see me reading it before I actually read it out loud.
In character, you don't have to read it
Yeah, you
out
don't
loud,
have to
but
read
for the
it.
stream, I would be as kind as to read it out loud.
I would say, Dave, what do you got there?
Nothing.
No, come on.
Let him keep his privacy
It's
if he
just-
so wishes.
Well, I think
I mean, there's nothing interesting in this house, so this can't be that much more interesting. than
Yeah,
that.
there's absolutely zero character in here. Unless
It's almost as if it's been
practicality
cleaned
is
out.
character.
Oh.
let's gather in the sitting room or whatever passes for a sitting room in this place, and I'll read this and tell you about the rest.
All right.
Okay.
So if we gather somewhere else, it's like so no one found a drink. You didn't find a drink?
Hey, don't blame me. This is your house.
Yeah.
I don't. Oh, fine.
No,
I've got a
nothing.
flask we can pass around, but there's
Yeah.
not much left in there.
I'll go and grab some cups. I'll go to the kitchen and get as many cups as I can. And just like
It's only
pour a
been
little shot for everyone.
So as you're
yeah,
doing
yesterday
that,
was a goblin party, right?
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
Well, the
No,
day
the
before
day
that.
the day before. I also got goblin food.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
We all got some
Oh, yeah.
ale. I got some of that ale, didn't I?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, all right. Oh, that's all right.
as you guys are doing that, I will start reading the letter as you're like setting up the picnic.
I got my back against the door, so if someone comes in, I'll be the first to know.
This does seem to be my handwriting, and it reads, Ava, I know that I have caused you and Tiago much grief these past months.
You have a child.
Tiago?
Oh.
It's not mine, it's the guy that had my memories. My pride and ambition have been put before either of you. Unlikely. I do not wish to cause either of you further grief. I cannot overcome this monster that lurks inside me. My handwriting is terrible. I only hope the negative energy plane can consume my sins. Yours eternally. And yes, I found out my name as well. Dolian Mentiros.
Dolian.
DM.
DM.
Yeah, so I'm Dolian apparently, guys.
That's a nice name.
Dolian.
Dolion.
Dolian.
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 Lion.
Julian.
Dolian.
Do you want to be?
I
like
Dolian.
Dolian. I like Dolian. Let's leave the last name out of this, but for now, because I'm not sure if I'm exactly that person. But I'll take the first bit.
Dolian.
Dolian.
I'm at least half that person.
You look a bit like a Dolian.
Dolian.
I mean,
Who was the other person? Who were you writing this to?
Ava. My fiance.
There was something in your. There was something about an Ava that you'd found a
My
name.
ring.
Yeah. Well, maybe not your ring.
My ring.
And Tiago, a son?
I don't know Tiago.
That's a
She was a
boy's name.
fiance, and if I'm, I don't know. Maybe I had a son out of wedlock.
That's it.
Scandalous.
Scandalous.
Maybe it was a cat.
Maybe your dad or someone else in your family.
Brother.
Maybe a
Could be a
sibling.
brother.
Yeah.
I don't
cat.
know. Not me. It wasn't.
Could be
I didn't do
cat.
any of these bad things. Obviously, it was
Of
my
course.
previous self.
So, in the room that you acquired the study, The other things that were in that room were the various jars containing different plants. There was a large jar in the corner of the room. There were drawers in the desk, and I did forget to mention this previously, but there was also a wheelchair in the corner of the room.
Which makes sense. Okay,
Why
so
is there a wheelchair in there?
yeah, so I went to talk to the secretary person. Not very friendly, but he was pretty forthcoming about all the information.
Something.
Well, as we all know, I may be suffering from a certain disease called drugs, which
Addiction. I think.
That's the one.
may cause me some problems. It may have caused me some problems in the past as well. But anyway, I had an accident at some point. Lost the function of my legs. That's what the chair is for.
Shit.
This caused me pain, and then somehow, miraculously, I seem to have recovered it from it. So that.
Maybe you're
checks
just
out.
like a really good wizard.
Yeah. Maybe
Is there
you
anything
must
in
have
your
been
book
amazing.
about that? Oh, did you like learn how to float?
An instant cure.
As if
Some
a
powerful
miracle.
outside force.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
And nothing is given for free.
I forgot about that.
So, after that, I turned for the worse, even though I had my legs back. And seems like I've caused so much grief to my fiancée and whoever this Tiago is, that I decided to end my own life by walking into the negative plane of energy, or negative energy plane. And my body was consumed.
Interesting.
But it's here.
Well,
Yeah.
dying is an interesting situation, isn't it?
How did you end up with us?
So what happens then? You get another body?
I would
Does
guess
that
so.
mean we all have a corpse somewhere?
Unless it got consumed like
Oh.
mine.
Possibly.
Oh.
Yeah, right?
You know, it would be a weird
Ugh.
experience. Having like a portrait done of you and your own corpse. That would be like a really weird experience.
That would be.
Ugh.
Oh! What's that noise?
You hear the door open.
Who comes there?
The door,
Ready?
so I'm like, ugh,
Brady,
on the floor.
go!
And stood in the doorway, looking in at you all gathered around the dining table, you see a woman.
Lady, what do you want?
And behind her, you see a man. The
Howdy.
Hello.
Do I recognize these people?
you don't recognize them,
Good.
and the woman and the man stand there, and they look at you, and there's a look of shock, of
Oh,
concern.
don't tell me. This is a terrible coincidence.
I stand up from like when we were sitting.
I walk.
Just, like
I walk towards them.
hands behind me.
Yeah, I get up as well.
We know each other, I believe.
And they stammer. The woman, which I haven't made a note of, is, I believe, is a human?
Do you want me to get your thing out?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me get that out 2 seconds.
Okay.
Sorry, I just need to double check a piece of information which I did not make a note of in my flashcards.
I don't know how to get it
That's fine. Apologies.
Not something I've
It's alright.
said much
This
in
is
my
not the most
life.
professional thing.
Don't know how to get it up.
This is the issue not having my laptop with me.
I was going to say,
Ah.
really soon. Do you want me to get your thing up?
Oof.
Phrasing.
Oof. Not here, darling.
Maybe later.
Okay,
Oh
cool.
my gosh, were you thinking about just like leaving and like not
Yeah.
getting involved in with these people at all?
No, I wasn't.
Fuck.
You
Just letting
walking into this fucking house.
fiance
I was
just
gonna
think
go
that
into the
you're-
Thinking
pub.
you're dead.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe that's better.
the woman,
Yep.
Look
Done.
at
It's
Um,
final.
she
She's
looks
already
very
mourned.
humanoid, but her mouth is agape, and you can see four very pointy canine-like teeth
Oh,
in her
God.
mouth. She has sort of mid-length brown hair and soft blue eyes. The male is a dwarf, 4'6", slightly round body with a long mustache, and they both stare at you and they're like, the man speaks first. you, how are you here?
Sorry. This is a bit insensitive, but who are you?
And with that, the woman falls to her knees and begins crying.
Oh, shit.
And the man sort of places a hand on her shoulder and says, do you not know who we are, Dolion? Has it been that long?
Say something.
Are you Tiago?
Yes.
And that's Ava.
Just give him the river water.
Yes.
Please come in and let's discuss this. I know this is weird and I should be crying as well, but I'll explain. Just come in. These are my friends. You have nothing to fear.
Hi.
Hey, howdy. Hi.
Please, and I will go help Ava. I was like,
And he'll sort of lift her up and she's just
I'm just
broken
helping her as
down.
well. I was like, I'm sorry. I don't.
The door was open, so we
Yeah, we didn't break in. Just
haven't broken any. We used some cups, but
we didn't steal anything either. There's
There was-
nothing. It's just
It matters not.
I don't know if you. I found this.
Yes.
Did you read this?
Yes.
Yeah. So. I'm finding this at the same time. Anyway, come in. Someone lock the door, please.
I mean, up until just a little while ago, he didn't even know what his name was. So
So I seem to have. I ended my life. Someone, water. Give me a flask.
no,
I take the flask.
not that one. That one.
And I give the flask to Ava. It's like, just have a little sip. We'll
And
just.
she does, and you can see like she's shaking.
Yeah, I give her, and then I pass it to Tiago.
And he takes a small sip and places it down, sort of places a hand on Ava's shoulder and says, did you not go through with it in the end?
Oh, I did. It looks like I did.
Then how were you here? That would have ripped you apart.
Well, and I just look at these guys like, are we doing this? Am I telling everything to these people? I guess.
And
I
Ava sort
guess.
of reaches
Just
a
yeah.
hand out as if to try and touch you.
I think they deserve to know.
I just put my hand out.
And she sort of feels you and she's
We
so
will-
we on?
It's complicated. It is me, but I, myself, and all my friends here, we've seem to have lost our memory. Whatever happened to us caused potentially permanent memory loss, and we've been piecing who we are slowly together. I've been the lucky one that we kind of just ended up in the place where I'm from and where I belong, or belonged.
You. I can't. And she'll turn and run and just go out the door. Tiago will stay.
Can someone,
I will go after.
please, just go and This is a lot, Tiago. Can I call you Tiago?
That is my name.
What relation are you?
Well, we've been friends for God knows how long.
Oh shit! You'll know everything then.
And as you run out and chase her and catch up with her, what is your plan?
Terminator style.
No
Come with me if you want to.
Most terrifying thing.
like
you're
bells.
creeping
Bells.
door.
Ching. Yeah.
She's on the floor scrabbling to get away.
No.
I am just going to say, it's not an easy explanation, but I feel you have to hear it at the very least. But of course, that is up to you.
And with that, she sort of throws herself onto you and just sobs into your shoulder and says,
And he's like,
I thought he was gone. I've been grieving.
he might be gone.
The way he is, yeah.
He's not the same person that died. The reincarnation or whatever happened to him has had a drastic effect, as well as losing his memory. He looks like a person that you knew. That is the best way I can explain it.
I need a second to process this.
Take all the time you need.
And we'll jump back to Dean Tiago.
For your friends, she's my wife to be, or was. Everything that I've gathered so far indicates that I was not a very nice person to be around. Is that fair?
You became obsessed with being better.
Better at.
You had visions of ascending Scarl, rising to the top of the Dustman.
Did I leave a journal? Any kind of...
Everything of yours is in the study. We have not touched any of it. It was too painful for her.
Fair enough. But I obviously left a letter and killed myself because I mentioned some sort of monster inside me. Is that the addiction? Was there any more?
That is what we believed it to be. Even when you restored your function of your legs, you could not stop using the salts, and you became more angry and distant. Ava could not see you go through that.
It seems like neither could I.
This is why she's been staying with me and Jonian
Sarah's sister.
as my husband.
Your husband. Very well. I think I need to speak to her.
I imagine you have. But let me see if I can find her and bring her back and calm her.
Appreciate that.
and he'll get up and leave. And after a few moments, you'll see him start to make his way over.
I will permanently, like, with my hands up, just like have her crying on me. Like, I'm not touching.
Someone mentioned rust. Are you rusting yet?
And he'll come over and he'll take her by the hand and hand her a small handkerchief which she can dry her eyes and blow her nose. And he'll turn to her and say, I know this is a lot, but you must clear the air or something.
Must is a strong word, but it is probably helpful.
And he'll start to lead her back towards the apartment.
I will follow in a distance.
And Tiago will come back, Ava and Tel, shortly after your companion.
If I see you, I'll just give you a nod of like, thanks for chasing after her. And then I would ask her if she wants to just have a little bit of, you know, like a discussion without everyone else.
Yeah, we can.
Sprite.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
We'll go back to the other place that we were
No,
going to.
no, just, not so far.
We'll just go outside.
Okay.
Don't go too far.
Okay.
I don't know who's lurking out, who else is lurking in the shadows.
I thought it was
No
over
dark
there.
alleys again.
Oh yeah, there is a place for that.
And Tiago will go out and join them and leave you two at the dining table.
As I say, this must be very painful and strange for you.
It is. I did not think I would ever see you again.
Yeah, makes sense. I don't know why I did any of this. I don't have any memories of anything. You seemed like a nice person and you cared about who I was. I don't know if I will ever get these old memories back. But it was not our intention to cause pain or any kind of suffering by coming back here. In fact, I didn't want to come back here. Someone else entered the house. Anyway, that doesn't matter.
Here we are.
Mm.
Where do we go from here?
I don't think we're going to be leaving town for a little while. But I will have to help my companions filling in the blanks that they have in their past. I'm the lucky one, somehow. I just seem to have gotten a torrent of information. But perhaps we can take an evening or a day or two to process all this, and then maybe we can get together again and you can fill me in on who I used to be.
It will take some time to process, yes. I missed you.
I'm sure Dolian misses you as well.
At least that's something. Thank you for... I don't know. But it's good to at least have seen your face once more.
I'm sure we'll see each other again, and hopefully I'll get these memories back, and we'll see how it goes.
What will you do now?
Are you staying here? Or is the house empty?
I'm staying with Tiago. I tend to the house. I'm trying to work myself back. But it is slow going.
Would it be okay if I stay here for a little bit and try to piece some bits together using the study and all the...
I will go. I need some time to process. What is this? And she'll place a hand on your shoulder and slowly walk towards the door.
I would probably go to like touch her hand or do the same kind of thing, but then I would like, nah, bruv. I don't know this lady. Like, in my own mind.
Yeah, I get you. And she'll go, and she'll take Tiago's hand as she leaves, and walk down the road.
I'll see you both soon, hopefully.
Suppose we'll head back in once we see them leaving.
Well, fuck.
You got a bit more than you bargained for.
You okay?
I don't know, to be honest.
It's probably not going to sink in for a while. It's quite a lot to learn that you've got a family and friends.
I just had this idea
I
that...
don't remember.
No,
Yeah.
I don't. And I had this idea that, from what that other guy said, that I was a terrible person, but these people seem to have cared for me.
I don't think you would have been a terrible person.
They probably saw something that you didn't see yourself.
So I thought low enough of myself to want to end it all. And there's still an accident.
Sounded like it was a real tough time in your life.
Did you find out about the accident?
No, wait. I just felt like she was already in enough pain.
Suppose there's no need to push it right now.
But if we give it a bit of time, hopefully she'll tell me a bit more.
If you want something to focus on, perhaps we should try to get some work.
Yeah. There's plenty of stuff in this house to look at, but I need to think about what I just found out anyway.
Yeah. Plenty to look at, but not much to eat. So,
On a good note, welcome to my humble abode. We can stay here for free, since it's mine.
great.
That's very, very generous
This-
of you.
Thank you very much. There's no
nice
beds
of
there. We
Ava.
do need. Come on, we've been sleeping in hell. Let us have another.
Literally.
It
Ow.
would maybe be safer. And also, here some Woods is going to send our reward.
Oh, yeah.
That is true.
Oh, yeah.
That is true. Perhaps I don't want to be found either.
I don't know. It's free lodgings.
Yes,
Why
but
don't we just round up a few?
It's a matter of whatever contract you
yes.
have signed. Whatever contract we've all.
I hurt
signed.
myself. I made a deal. I got healed. And then I killed myself because my life's not good enough. That just seems like very strange circumstances. Someone seems to have planned all this somehow.
I think you have manipulated it. Well, a soul is only claimable on death. Whoever encouraged you to make that contract might have been
Prodding me
nudging
along.
you along. Maybe we all have something of the same fate.
That's horrible.
But
Why would anyone do that? That's horrible.
It is.
if we have died, then haven't we fulfilled our part of the contract?
But ours.
Not if we belong to them.
As far as Lukashin has informed us, our souls technically now belong to whoever we made the deal to.
He's chilling in the smouldering
Yeah.
corpse, by the way.
At least that's as much as I understood from
And,
his
and that's
teaching.
my thought. If news comes along that I've made my magical return, and I'm staying at the house where I usually stay at,
We've all got bounties on our heads.
it'll be easier to track. And if they track me, they track you.
Right. Well, maybe we stay at the smouldering tonight, and don't tell Ava where we're going.
That is a very
Not that we don't trust her,
No,
but
not her.
We
just
don't
in
know
case
But we don't trust anyone.
people accidentally slip information and.
Give me a sec. I go into the study, and I have that bag that's not a bottomless bag, but it's quite a big, magically kind of bag. I just grab as many papers and things that look like journals and things like that. And then we're not tied to this place. We can go along and do our jobs and do everything, and I can just slowly
Yeah.
go
So what are
through.
you taking from the room then?
So, documents, parchments, papers. I don't. If I feel like there's something valuable that looks like an interesting component or a valuable component, like I don't know, ivory or this or that, something that pops, I'll chuck it in as well. But otherwise, it just stays there.
Okay. The plants, the jar, the wheelchair. Are you rummaging through the desk drawers?
Yeah, definitely the drawers. The wheelchair. Does it look like it would have any hidden compartments or anything like that?
It's a pretty straightforward wheelchair.
Just a simple wheelchair.
What about the jars? Tink, tink, tink.
So there's a large
Just
jar that's in
specimens
the
and
corner,
Yeah.
How large
probably
is that?
3 foot tall.
Oh, I have a look at that.
And then there are the small jars that have the various plants and things in them.
Do you have anything that is able to detect magical effects and things like that?
I do.
I can
He said confidently.
I can read all languages, but I can't really detect magical things.
I can give it a go. What do you need detecting?
I'm not sure. I'm just thinking if we were to cast a spell that would tell us if there's any magical things in this room. Like detect magic.
I can do it on individual items.
Like to identify its properties.
Yeah. Identify whether it has any magical effects that are
Gotcha.
on it, but I can't really just
In that case,
What's in the jar?
I'll just I'll look around
shaking the jar.
and anything that
What's in you?
It's from the door. What's in the jar?
Well, you can check the jar. Let's check the jar.
Okay, so as you cast Identify, are you taking the 10 minutes to do it, or are you just straight up casting?
I'll take the 10 minutes.
You take the 10 minutes to do it as you're knocking everything through. So as you're doing that and you're rummaging through,
Hidden compartments under the desk, false bottoms, knocking on the things, just the things that would base anyone would do.
do me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh shit. Oh, natural 16 plus 1 is a 17.
17. So as you pull open one of the drawers,
Oh no.
you feel a rush of magical energy surge out towards you.
Oh shit.
You manage to
It's trapped.
resist it.
The desk is broken.
You never thought your trap would get you.
But
Is it like poison? Is it like an acid spray? What is it?
it is a small explosion.
Oh shit.
Oh!
So you take 8 points of damage as this explosion expels out.
10.5 health.
What kind of damage?
It is
D20 D20 modifier in the chat says, I think I know what that 3-foot jar is about. What's in the jar? What's in the jar?
We'll get there.
What's in the jar?
I've got my face pressed up against the glass. What is in you?
And like
Why can't I
a
see?
face hugger just goes, whoop.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
No, you don't. You're blind now.
It is lightning.
Oh, lightning mother flower.
Ooh.
You're hoping for fire.
Yeah, because I'm resistant.
Yeah.
So 8 was it?
Yeah.
But the save wasn't it? It was irrelevant.
The save was
relevant. Otherwise, I would be dead. Cool.
Cool.
But inside you find a book.
A book.
There is a book inside. As
that was fucking worth it.
as you cast Identify, and you've sort of heard this explosion behind you, but you're just like focused on this.
Don't worry about me.
So with Identify, what do we learn?
You choose one object
Mm-hmm.
that you must touch throughout the casting of the spell. If it is a magic item or some other magic imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement to use, how many charges. You learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are.
Mm-hmm.
If the item was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it.
Okay. So as you do so, you identify that the magic that's imbuing it is necromantic in origin.
Of course.
I wouldn't have
Checks
guessed.
out. Checks out.
Do we see like a tiny fetal clone version of Dolian in there?
Horcrux.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What you
Tiny
do
baby.
identify is that inside of this jar is a soul.
What?
Did you steal your own soul back?
The soul of a male elf.
Oh,
Ah.
not me then.
And you can, with the Identify, you can imagine the visage of this individual soul.
Does it look like him with that horn?
It does not look like him without horns. It's a male with a short grey mohawk, golden eyes, and soft silver skin. And you sort of look into it, and you identify that the magic is magic jar. That this soul is trapped inside, and that you will be able to communicate with the person that's inside of it.
What?
If you try to telekinetically reach out towards it whilst holding the jar.
I'm gonna, as I learn this, I'm gonna cast a little glance over my shoulder at D. You're with me, aren't you?
Yeah,
What's it?
I'm up by the door frame, resting on the door frame, watching you.
It's.
What is it?
I think D's trapped someone's soul in here.
Do I hear this?
What?
I'm trying to be quiet enough.
Okay,
so
do me a stealth, do me perception.
6.
Natural
What did you
19.
get?
Oh, so
Oh.
9 total.
So
Sorry, my what? Get away. Sorry.
yeah,
A soul?
you do. Yeah, it's a small room.
I trapped a what?
D20 modifier says, "Ooh, magic jar, Carl, you're evil."
I'm gonna look back at you with a bit of a sense of
Damn, boy.
worry, and immediately just turn to the soul. Who trapped you here? That's like I'll think the question at it.
Oh, have you got message?
Well, apparently you don't need it.
No,
Oh.
if you're
It's just
touching
part
it
of
and you try
it's
to
part of like just being
telekinetically-
connected to it.
What? That's so cool.
And as you do so, it says him,
Why?
Dolian.
Why?
Why, I don't know.
Can I insight a soul?
Um,
A soul message?
You can,
Disadvantage?
but you don't need to.
Oh, okay.
Because this thing is sending mental thoughts out to you. It's
Oh, I
easier.
just feel
Yeah.
like it's a genuine message. Okay. Who are you?
Eliak Atald.
Eliak.
Atald, A-T-A-L-D.
Can we hear this? Oh,
No,
this is mental.
Is mental.
okay.
Who are you?
You can call me Link. Because I'm your link to the outside world for now.
Can I see your face?
No.
Link, what's going on? What soul? What is in there?
He's gone in some kind of a trance. He's
I'll
like staring at it.
let go.
Roll me a history check.
Oh. No.
Oh.
3 plus. Yeah, no.
Okay. Cool.
3 plus 3, 6.
Cool.
Do you look like out of sorts?
Yeah, I look like normally, you know me, I'm quite jovial,
Yeah.
but
I like put my hand on your forehead. I'm like, are you feeling okay?
I'm fine.
Is the jar trapped?
You'll find out eventually, so I may as well just tell you. There's a soul in that jar. And apparently you put it there. And he doesn't know why.
Who is it?
Eliak Atald. An elf.
I don't recognize it. Not on my notes, not on anything I could see.
Now, D, I trust you. But Dolian, I'm not sure I trust. This is... Why did you trap someone's soul?
Well, I didn't, did I?
Well, the you that's in there did. That.
Is he in there?
Look,
Desperate times and desperate situations call for desperate men.
This is wrong. You can't trap people like this. This is... You can't take away...
This reminds me of like the soul coins and stuff.
Well-
it gives me a bad feeling.
And we used those reluctantly because we had to escape literally hell.
We did, but I mean, we didn't think too hard about it. And
But
like
this isn't
Spike said,
hell, is it?
desperate times. We don't know. I mean, no offense, you annoy me like with the best of people, but I don't know your situation. I don't know how desperate you were.
We don't know who this elf guy was.
We have his name. We can figure out perhaps
Maybe we can find out who
who it was.
this person was, and
Maybe you should talk to him.
Yeah.
Maybe you should talk to him.
Is that the best idea?
I don't know that he's the biggest fan of you. Maybe I can...
Why don't you find out where he came from?
Can we both talk to them at the same time? If we touch the jar. at the
Yeah,
same-
if you both touch it and focus to try and establish a link, then yes.
Alright. Shall we see it?
Okay. And yeah, you see the vision of the person that is trapped in there. The short grey mohawk, golden eyes, soft
Doesn't-
silvery skin.
Doesn't bring anything to mind.
It does not bring anything to your mind.
Eliak, who were you before you were in this jar? Do you remember your life?
Yes. I had a wife and 2 sons.
What happened to them?
Well, I do not know. I came to Sigil to buy a gift for my wife. I come from Arcadia, the city of Melodia. There's not much in regards to mercantile trade, and I wanted to get her something special. Her son, my stepson, has been away traveling for a while.
Do you know how long you've been in here?
I have no clue. Time does not seem to be traceable in here.
I'm gonna, if I can, I don't know how I would do it, but I'll show him my face, because he asked to see my face. Is that something I can?
Yeah, you can sort of project
Sort of turn
mental
it
image
on, kind of, yeah.
of your face, and as you do so, you just feel a sharp gasp run through your head, and the voice says, "Vomo?"
Are you joking?
And I'm going to end the session
Are
now.
you joking?
I think, yeah, if that happens, I would just let go and fall back. Fuck.
Vomo. Oh my gosh, this
Vomo.
is insane.
V-O-M-O.
Oh my god, maybe all of our lives were linked somehow. Jesus.
Well, ours were, in some way. Fuck!
I did not expect that.
I don't like this anymore. I'm going. Bye.
Oh.
Holy shit.
I have so many questions.
How are you spelling that?
V-O-M-O.
I've even written people's names in the order I think we're going to discover
Oh, that's brilliant.
stuff, and I was one off.
Ooh. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
Okay.
thank you everyone for visiting us at the Hodgepodge Tavern. We hope that you enjoyed the adventure so far, and if you're a new viewer, go back to our YouTube and catch up with everything that's happened. That was heavy.
You gonna put the poll up?
Yes, let me put a straw poll up. Sorry, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
As always, at the
And
end of the
it's been a
session, we do a little bit of an experience rundown. I will put forward a poll, a straw poll that we use for the viewers to vote on who they think should get some bonus experience. You basically gain a 30th of a level in an experience blip, and you can vote for whoever you want. I did not have my iPad to...
You got your phone?
Yeah, I'll have to log in. So we will run our credit sequence. I'm going to do a bit of tallying up for experience, and we'll be back in 5 minutes or so, and I'll pop the poll up.
Alrighty.
Thank you very much.
So is that your stepdad?
On there.
Is that your stepdad in the jar?
Hold on, we're still live.
What about your
The OBS
Didn't
is
you have your
just
phone?
No,
crashed
my
on me.
dad is human looking, and my mother is
So your stepdad?
elf looking.
Because he said my wife and her son, not my son.
Oh god.
So
But he's an elf.
Okay, we're
Yeah.
we're
He
going
looks
to
like an
credits.
elf.
We're going to credits.
Okay, good. And welcome back.
What
I have done a little bit of tallying. So,
We're all still reeling from that.
Oh my god.
so I will run through my little experience rundown. There was a lot that went on. So for the way that I felt Philippe handled all of these circumstances and staying true to the character. So rather than just breaking down, but being quite cold and meticulous as Dorian has, or D has been presenting themselves, I will be awarding you with 50 experience points.
Yay!
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that was big.
That was a big
Nobody else is
easy
getting
episode.
anything.
Big D
That was
energy.
big D. That's sorry, I'm calling it now. That's going to be the name of the YouTube
Big D
upload.
energy. Yes.
I'm putting my foot
The
down.
big
That's all the
D
experience
reveal.
that I'm going to be giving for now. It's been very heavily focused.
Yeah.
So
My apologies, it took a little bit.
Are you
Well,
kidding?
I took the whole sesh.
This is the shit we live for.
Not
Yeah,
even a
that's
little
what
bit.
it's
It
all
was the
that's
whole
what we're
thing.
gearing towards. So from there, I will open up to the floor. We will be giving the experience rundown. So as usual, there will be an experience blip. At the moment, each experience blip is worth 20 experience points. I will open it up to everyone on the table, and I'll run through my usuals. So, who would like to award a point for creative use of ability or spell? Now, obviously, there wasn't a lot going on today, so you can skip that. But if you
I
feel...
liked you playing with the procession. I thought that was very like
On brand.
character on brand.
That was
Even
creative.
though it was like really embarrassing and like not kosher and like we were all like cringing a little bit. I think that was really good.
You made some dwarves happy.
Well, I was cringing. I can't speak for everyone. That's my vote.
It's not
Yep.
great that it was a funeral.
That's a good point.
Is everyone in agreement with that?
Yeah.
Okay, in which case that is 20 experience points to you,
Everything
Josh.
character?
Thank you.
Next up, we have the heroic, selfless, or furthering the party goal point. So if you felt like somebody was furthering the party goal or being heroic or selfless, you can bring them forward for that. Or we can skip it.
I don't think anyone's going to see my entrance into the house as heroic.
But it
So
did
we've already
further.
skipped
It
it.
did further the party
Party.
goal.
Yeah, but
it
it wasn't.
is.
It was quite selfish. It wasn't heroic.
It was either going to be that or I was thinking when you went after the fiance.
Mm.
Oh yeah, to comfort. It was
I think
heroic.
without you pushing in, I wouldn't have gone in the house, and none of that would have happened.
Yeah.
So I vote for that
Yeah.
because I was being the selfish one because I didn't want to deal with it. Like my character didn't want to deal with it at all. He just wanted to like skip along because he knew the feelings would be involved soon.
Sprite was like, I can't deal with my own shit, so let's just deal with yours
Let's
instead.
deal with yours. So I vote. I'll
I
vote
like
for
that,
you.
actually.
Yeah, no, I like
And your little speech as well was really great. I liked it.
Okay, in which case,
Self-righteous
Alex,
bitch.
that will be 20
That was
experience
really
points to
So
you.
good.
Thanks, guys.
Next up, we have the intangibles.
Paladin.
Anything that you feel doesn't fall under any of these categories that you would just like to award somebody some points for.
Terminator ran.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a nice image, and Spike is so straight laced, but so like has so much heart as well underneath all that metal skin.
Yeah, he's like the Tin Man,
Yeah.
but he actually has the heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did really appreciate that.
Yeah.
As well.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
Vote.
Okay, if everyone is in agreement, then Carl, that is 20 bonus experience points to you.
Yes, I have no idea.
Okay. So I did take a little bit of time to put in the poll, so I'm just going to leave it open for a second, so you can have a little deep unpacking. Is there anything anyone feels they need to just get out on air?
Oh gosh. Can you read us? I know you gave us a little like player guide when we were making
Yeah.
characters about the factions.
Yeah.
Could you read out what the Dustman's little bio is for us?
Okay, I'll read
If
out
you don't
the
mind.
philosophy whilst we wait for
The
the
philosophy.
for the straw poll to come through. So, the Dustmen are a faction who believe that everyone is already dead. That life is supposed to be about being celebration and being positive feelings. So that if people are truly living, then there would not be any suffering or any pain. So clearly this is not life. This is what maybe predates life. So what they tend to strive for is to ascend beyond suffering and pain to the truest form of undeath, where everything is released and they do not feel those things and they can truly enjoy life. There are some splinter factions that have slight variations on that. They think that will maybe ascend to like a different life after this life, if they.
Hence all the corpses walking around.
Hence the corpses.
Because they believe that that is the real life.
Exactly. They do not feel
Okay.
pain. They
It's
do
not
not
a
feel
fantasy.
suffering. Everything just is, and they can enjoy that. But not everyone is
Easy come, easy go.
worthy of that, so it's something that we need to
They're
do.
trying to escape from reality.
Okay, from there I am going to close down the poll and complete that. So, Kim, if you would be so kind as to...
Kyle was the most voted option of the poll with 100% of the votes.
How many votes? How many votes?
Two.
Two. Yeah.
Two votes.
Wow.
You got
Okay.
a vote. You got a legit vote.
Who was it a legit vote in there?
Yes.
It was, Kyle voted for himself, and then
I know you. Don't know what you're talking
D20
about.
mod.
Very good.
Don't know what you're talking about.
There we go then. In which case, you actually got a genuine vote, so in this instance,
Spike always gets a vote.
yeah, but not a genuine vote.
Spike is the best.
That's the
about-
first time for
It
everything.
counts.
Definitely not
So
Spike.
that
Thank
will
you for
be
the.
20 bonus experience for you, Kyle. So, thank you all for joining us, and I hope you enjoyed coming along this roller coaster of a session with us.
Oh my gosh.
As always, as I said, you can catch up on our YouTube. We have posted some of our character art. If you're new to coming in, you can catch our character art on our Instagram. All the links should be available. And hopefully we'll catch you next time at 7 p.m. UK time.
On a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday, that's the one. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
See you next Tuesday.
I don't know how to get rid of this Bixby thing. You told me, but I can't remember.
There we go. There we go.
There we